And we're back in the Mythic Odyssey of Theros. A bit of Theros chaos. We had a nice, easy is the wrong word, simple, straightforward session last week. What did you do?
Blood was spilled.
Blood
In
was
great
spilled.
battle.
That is
It
very
was
true.
a gauntlet, wasn't it? We just fought loads of stuff in the arena.
Yeah.
We just decided to stay in the fighting pit.
You stayed in the fighting pit, earned some more money. Do you remember what you fought and what horrible things it tried to do to you?
Made me ugly somehow.
Big frog.
You fought a pair of chimera, a pair of giants. Well, one was a cyclops and one was a Fomorian that, yes, had a cursed beam that made Sokeg and Skuts ugly for a moment. Well, for a day, really. And then you fought a pair of very angry frogs, some Book of Axe. And you earned a bunch of money from it, as far as I remember. And then you headed back to Tethmos to take shelter from a bit of rain, as well as have some very luxury accommodations for the night. So you've had your long rest. The morning has arrived. In this facility, you can pick up plenty of supplies. This is where you can get any tears in clothing mended, have a proper heated bath, which you've probably not had in weeks, if not months at this point. So it's a good time to make sure you've got all your needs in order before deciding on where you'd like to go.
Ooh.
Also a chance if you want to buy any more provisions for the road.
Might need to buy a few more javelins.
They are important.
I'm running low.
You running low on your currency?
I am.
I think you have like 20
People need them.
javelins.
I'm down to 5.
Oh, wow, you really are running low on them.
You've been spending.
In fact, Sogeg you crack a dawn, you'd wake up and you notice Sogeg no longer lounging underneath his table, his bedside table. I am going to go straight to the marketplace and just search for the nearest shop that has not even necessarily javelin, just pointed objects,
I mean,
long objects.
It's the crack of dawn. No one's set up yet.
Then I'm just stood in the middle shouting my egregiances. How dare they not be open yet?
You can definitely see people setting up their stalls, but you're here a good hour or two early.
I run up to the frailest, oldest looking patron and I shake them violently and say, "Where are my javelins?"
How violently is violently?
In a way that does not hurt the old person, but gently lulls them backwards and forwards. Yes, I will remember the signpost outside, and Sogeg will
Well done.
have horrible flashbacks to Mahadi.
Break your contract.
Although
the poor old man that you were shaking does sort of drop to the floor and sort of try and scoot away, just sort of murmuring and babbling, but doesn't really give you any interesting information. He was here on his morning walk, and then a giant scorpion just started shaking him. So.
Should have had a javelin for me, really. I can't be to blame.
Reasonable. So, you've had yourself a long rest, so this is also a good chance if you want to change any epithets, including the party epithet, and if you want to grab a couple more things from Tethmos before heading out into the wider world, if you want to go that way. Otherwise, you can always go, well, wherever you want to.
Is it possible to buy, I don't know, health potions in Theros? Because it's something that I've realised in my 3 years of playing D&D that I've never ever used a health potion. and it's not like it's a bucket list item that I want to use a health potion, but I just feel like it might be handy to have.
Get some more sealer's leaves. We've got 2 sealer's leaves left.
There are pharmacists and sort of alchemists that specialise in healing. You would be able to find most types of healing potions, as well as most of other types of potions, as well as some more traditional herbal medicines, if there is something in particular you're looking for.
Just something that I can use to heal myself, like mid-battle, if needs be.
There's a
Nope,
shifty-looking rat down one of the alleys if you want to go buy some good wares.
that is true.
I
There is a
I
very
don't want
shifty
anything off Zulk. I'm fine.
It was very similar to Zolk.
It's another one that speaks much better.
So, you can find a basic apothecary. It's a sort of elderly human woman. Handfuls of majority it's just simple healing potions, as well as freshly picked sealer's leaves. Although, if you've got coin to spend, they may be able to find some more stronger healing drafts for you.
Who's the group accountant? Because I can't remember how much money we've got to spend.
In the party inventory, we got 1,058 gold.
How much would it cost to get 5 of something that's good?
So
5 good things, please.
the
5 good health things, please.
so sealer's leaves are about 25 gold apiece. Healing potions are 50. Greater healing potions are 200.
Oh,
Oof. Any chance of bartering?
You can certainly make an attempt if you wish.
how are you going to smooth talk this fine man? This purveyor of
Old lady,
potions.
but okay.
Apologies,
I'll-
I've seen her from afar. I
I'm
apologize.
going to I'm going to try and make a persuasion roll to see if I can get her to knock a bit off the standard health potions. You say they were 50.
They are 50 each, yes.
Will she accept 40 each for 5? So 200 for 5.
Okay. Are you just trying to strong arm? Are you?
No, just straight up bartering like you'd see
Okay.
at like a
Then make a persuasion check.
bazaar somewhere.
Yeah. We'll go no lower than 45.
Good deal.
Can I make a counter offer of 42.50? No, fuck it, I'll accept 45. When you're getting into decimal points, that's going to get annoying. So
Yeah, trying to get silver
225.
pieces out, and then your electrum pieces that everybody loves. Yeah.
Down
yeah,
to
so if
823.
just about to say if the party is happy with me spending
So
that much,
that'd be 425 gold for 5 healing potions.
225 at 45.
Oh, sorry, 225. Yeah.
You cheeky old hag. I see through your...
and
Hey,
Just trying to
tried
find
to
it.
slip one by you, and you were too wise. So
they are for party use as well. I'm not just going to
When I'm lying dead,
squirrel
I'll
them
let you
away for
pour one in
myself.
my mouth.
and I'll rub your throat like you would do a dog to make it swallow.
I'll show it to everyone. So that's your potion of healing. You've got 5 of those.
Nice.
Okay.
Good in a pinch.
Well, the main thing that's great with them is that you can't get addicted to healing potions, whereas almost everything else you can.
You've not seen me try yet. Going to run to... I see in the corner, I hope a fairly shifty-looking person with some very pointed sticks. I'd like to scuttle over to it.
There are plenty of weapon shops, some that are much more open and encouraging people to come and browse their wares, while there are plenty that are also quite shaded and less open.
I go to the seediest-looking one.
The seediest looking one. Okay. So you find a small goblin wrapped in basic cloth wrappings that has a selection of definitely legitimately found weapons.
Oh,
Don't
I
mind the
look at it.
bloodstains.
I sort of put on my ponderous face. Let's say I'll pull out my pocket red cap and I go, I hope you can see I am a purveyor of fine red cap weaponry. I'm in need of some very pointed sticks, perhaps to be thrown at enemies.
Oh, we have plenty of pointed equipment if you're looking for anything. How many points do you want on them, though? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Now slow down, my goblin friend. I can only get so erect. You say multiple points on one pointed item.
Indeed.
How is this possible? I don't want to be greedy. I'll start with 2. Could you show me this 2-pointed item?
Pulls out a simple spear, but at its head it sort of forks into 2 points. A bident.
Could I look upon it? I want to sort of get any insight in terms of, is this fine crafted into 2 points, or is he literally just stuck a broken extra spear onto the end of another spear?
Make a either perception or survival check.
Okay. I've survived many things, but I will perceive. Oh dear.
This looks like the finest crafted, definitely not a spear with another point on it, that you've ever seen.
Sogeg just, you
Almost
see his eyes light up.
Perfectly shaped in this bident fashion, and not
Oh, no.
just a stick that's been split in half.
You see, Sogeg's just mind blown, just in awe of the sheer carnage that could be wrought by this. And I'm just going to say, how much for 3? I need 3 of these amazing contraptions.
That's going to cost you. They're not easy to come by, these rare and amazing weapons.
I can see.
For 3 of them, be 30 gold.
Before he finishes, I slam 45 gold pieces on the board and I say, you do yourself too well, my fine goblin friend. These are the greatest javelins I've ever seen. As I will give him 45 gold for the 3.
3 bidents.
I'm calling them 3 goblin bidents.
3 goblin bidents. And you'll find out what they do when you use them, if you use them.
I don't think they're going to work somehow. I think they're going to fall apart. I'm just going to look really smug as Sogeg walks away. I'm not quite used to bartering yet. I'm a bit too sheltered for that. As I come away with a deal of the century.
You
Does
hear
Sogeg
you hear
realise I carry around a trident?
Yeah, but you've never used it.
you.
Oh, you've used it once to kill somebody, but
Surely
I
that
just-
would keep his attention.
that's also very true.
Look, okay, there's a big difference between a bident and a trident. Okay? Big difference. Yours, the problem is, I'm looking for a point that both goes up. Yours goes outwards then up, and that's just not the same. I'm looking for a true double or even triple javelin. Don't like angles.
You never know. You might be able to find those javelins that the orcs had that when you threw them they exploded into breath weapons.
I think I
That'll
saw
really make Sogeg's day. A rain of javelins.
Yeah, I think somebody has one.
I had one. I think I gave it to the rat.
Oh yes, you did.
I think, yeah. I gave away my explosive javelin.
So, any last little trinkets you want to make sure you have before, well, moving on to whatever you want to do?
Additional rations.
Additional rations. You can get them at the inn that you were staying at, or you can have a look around for other types of quality ones. So the ones at the inn you were staying at essentially an adventurer's inn. So the ones that there are essentially your standard, but you might be able to find something else.
Hmm.
You have standard Zolk? I'm shocked. It's
It's more, does Zolk feel lucky enough to find something better?
I just want to find something long lasting.
I said the ones at the inn that you're staying at are designed for adventuring.
All right. Yeah,
designed
that's fine.
for people. Because adventuring is relatively common as a practice in Theros. There's a lot of unknowns and a lot of people wanting to carve their name into history. So selling to adventurers is a tidy business.
Respectable.
All right. How much would they be?
So they would be 5 gold per ration.
That's just hard. Hang on.
Come on. Get
I'll
your
take-
calculator out, Zolt.
Believe in you, Zolk.
I'll get 5 of those,
Go for 5. So 25 gold.
and that means I've got 9 on me.
You've got plenty of food just in case you get stuck in a hole.
Yep.
Not that I'm foreshadowing anything.
The hole will be my own design.
Yeah, out of everybody that could get stuck in a hole, Zork would actually be the better off.
Very much so.
So, anyone else for bits and pieces in Taskmaster that you feel you're lacking on your adventure?
Scouts will stock up on some of the generic adventuring, like goodies. I think, how many rations do I have? I would just like to know how much they cost.
They're,
so
they're
that I
5
can
gold
purchase them.
apiece.
5 gold each. Yes, I need more rations. I have.
I think you do. You should have stuff to sell if you're running low on money, but you did also, win 2 lots of fighting pit stuff, so you should be all right for cash.
I have 215 specifically. I think it was from the leftover tusk, and then I won a bet. So I'll go for, let's say, at 5 apiece. I'll get. How long till we're gonna be able to get rations again? Those did last.
So, because of your Outlander, you can provide basically 1 ration per long rest.
Yeah. So it's
but it
helped slow
takes
down.
2 rations to take a long rest. So you could either make a short rest free or a long rest cheaper, essentially. So you've got ways of compensating for it. You've also got your cauldron and cooking tools and your
So we've got
spice
cookies for
pouch
days.
of infinite spices. So you've got ways of making them, but so far the party hasn't been the most impressive at butchering or at least sort of preserving food.
Well,
You
she
can definitely
knows
kill
eating is
things, but actually making them
very-
edible is a different story.
That's true. All right, so she wants to make sure everyone stays fed, so she's gonna make sure she picks up 15 rations.
15
So she'll drop
rations.
down 75 gold.
Okay. Beta scuts.
They don't have to taste great. I'm sure she can doctor them up just fine, make them
Oh,
something tasty.
You'd definitely be able to make them taste impressive. Because, like I said, you've got all your cooking tools, and you've got the spice pouch, so you just cover them in sugar, and there you go.
That sounds grim.
Wait, don't I
Yeah,
have
sugared
wait,
beef
don't I
jerky.
have a warlock thing that lets me make food taste good?
You
change
have prestidigitation.
That is prestidigitation. Okay, I'm
Ooh.
gonna buy 1 additional ration for 5 gold. I'm
Okay.
gonna prestidigitize it into chocolate, and Skuts is gonna stuff it in her face and walk away. I think she's good.
So you've eaten beef jerky that has the texture of beef jerky, but it just tastes like the best chocolate you've ever had.
She's gonna give half to Sogeg. Bro, you gotta try this.
I'll look at it, and I will slyly cast pretty. Oh no, I won't. No, I won't. I'm still in my Haddy zone. I can ask nothing.
Yeah.
I stop myself, and
No- no
I'll eat
casting.
it whole. I have trust in it, and you just see Sogeg stop momentarily. You sort of almost a look of worry, just how damn nice this beef jerky chocolate was. Almost
Buffett
too nice.
chocolate.
I also need to make a note that, yeah, Scott's cast a spell.
Oh no!
This tastes too good, heavenly. You haven't cast any spells, have you, Skuts?
Her eyes go wide and her pupils shrink.
I think we need to leave this place, Tethbos, very quickly.
I just wanted some chocolate.
Of all the ways to lose your soul.
Oh,
Thankfully, it's only a cantrip, and it's also a non-harmful one. You weren't trying to scam anybody with it. You were just trying to make food taste better for yourself. So we'll see what happens. We'll put it that way. We'll see what happens.
Mahari's gonna be getting some chocolate. Oh no.
So, is there anything else while you're still in Tethmos? Or do you think that might be a good reason to leave?
I think we should leave. I
That
very
sounds
much
like a
think we should
great
leave.
reason to leave. Let's go.
Let's go.
So you rush to the gate and quickly filter out, definitely keeping eye contact away from the guards and looking as casual as you possibly can do. Scuts, as you leave, the pinprick you feel on your finger going in, it feels more like somebody jabbing a knife down the first knuckle of your finger.
Ow.
But it passes relatively quickly as you do leave Tethmos.
Ow! She just like rubs her hand like nervously.
So, I will move you to the world map. But yeah, you're in Tethmos. Where would you like to go? So at the moment, the landscape you're currently in is this open savanna, but after the rainstorms the previous day, a lot of it is flooded, or at least is recovering from flash flooding.
I mean, we have our way to always zip zop our way back to Near Lantern. We just feel like we're awfully close. Well, I say we're I seem to remember hearing inklings before of Unibors in these there hills. Seems prophetic.
Well, I mean, it's got the animated scroll that said storybook stuff about Unibor.
I think it might be best if we get ourselves away from here.
That's probably important.
That is also true.
But in what direction?
I am quite happy to go to the coast.
You make a persuasive argument. Will there be things to stab at the coast?
So many things to stab. So many things.
I mean, you're a pretty long way away from the coast. I mean, you've got an instant way to get there, but
Listen.
I mean, do you really want to just use it?
Yes.
A solid argument has been made.
Interesting.
Any of you been to the coast before?
I've heard of water,
Only on holiday.
but I don't quite like it.
Okay, so Geg, there's these gigantic fish things, and you can kill them.
Interesting. Let me ask I'm going to have a little confab with Pogeg. I'll pull Pogeg out the Pogeg pocket. I just whisper things to my little red cat.
You get the feeling the redcap wants to stay as far away from water as possible, considering it's
Yes.
wearing bronze shoes.
I also don't think the red cap can hear me, as I never cured Pogeg of
That
deafness.
is also true.
Oops. Oh, poor Pogeg. Pogeg doesn't need to hear. Pogeg just needs little old booties. Oh no, if we went to the coast, the booties would turn like nice and green. That'd be quite cool.
I mean, you'd have to fish them off the seafloor, but
I'll keep a hold of your Pogeg, don't worry. Should have done a Fisherman of Allies. I'm definitely going to do Fisherman of Allies when we next go.
So, are you done with Araskos? Are you heading somewhere else? Or are you going to explore a little bit while you're here?
I feel like we could wander the savannah. It's very wet in the savannah. Nadrina, you're not curious of the sudden water in Araskos? That seems your kind of deal.
It does seem strange. I'll give you that.
It's strange enough to be
Looking-
worth exploring, though. That's the...
Looking across the plains of Araskos, you say the flash flood has stopped now.
Yes,
There's
the
just
rain
puddles
stopped
of
the
water.
previous day, but the water is... It's starting to drain, but you can see that it has very severely affected the landscape.
Straining my eyes, I want to look out across the plains and see if there's anywhere where animals are specifically flocking to now that it's draining. If there are perhaps anything underground.
You'd be surprised. There is a lot of active wildlife at the moment. You get the feeling that this is the first time a lot of them have seen fresh water this year. So most things are rushing to drink while they still can.
That's reasonable. That's reasonable. Oh, we're at crossroads. Anyone else have any opinions or what? So we got coastlands. Anyone else got a desire to run around the mountains or Araskos? Could always go back to Nessian Woods. I'm sure they've forgiven us.
It's been a couple days.
How long can you hold a grudge, really?
I mean, you only, find a laser through sacred forests. Water
How
under the
long do
bridge.
gods live?
As far as you're aware, forever.
There you go. That's how long they can hold a grudge.
Damn. Well, it sounds like we're going to the coastline.
Okay, so are you going on foot or are you using your traveller's amulet?
Which coastline do we have to go to, Nadrin? Could we not go along the Spurch River?
The what?
The Spurch River.
The
To
river.
the Cypress Gates.
Um,
The greatest river of the lands.
It is
I
right.
always thought the Lindis River was much nicer, but
No. No.
And a Crowan saying the Daedra
Foolish.
isn't the best one. How
Foolish,
impressive.
Bennett. Foolish. You have your glasses on too tight.
You never know. You could always go all the way up to Phobos and go and explore some desert lands.
Listen, okay. My ancestors wait, but I don't think I'm ready to meet them yet.
Weren't you also interested in going to the Sun's Mirror? Wasn't that a big thing that people wanted to do?
I said I
was.
kind of vaguely remember that was our aim of getting through
Yeah.
Ethnos, and that was to go to Sun's Mirror.
Because
But
the,
now we've made it halfway, put some
the,
stuff
the
in an
moment
arena. Which
Dios
you know
isn't
what,
here
forget
to
Sun's
guide
Mirror.
you.
yeah.
I mean, that's what happened last time. You were supposed to go to Miletus, and then Dios didn't get to come here, and then you all went the opposite way.
We're good at this.
Highly speech. Look, we could always walk halfway to Sun's Mirror and like lose concentration. We have the amulet. We can go
What's
there
that?
at any point at a drop of a hat.
It's also a great get out of, we've bitten off more than we can chew free card.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
It's more of a, in the same way as when you used it to get out of the Nessian Woods, you were about to get murdered by a giant hydra.
Exactly. we could really, really mess with Oreskos and then run away.
Yeah, that might be a party epithet at the end of the session. Is party ADHD.
Just in this train of
Magpie
thought, you just
wanderers.
see Sogeg sort of like, it's not much walking. I'm sort of slowly drifting northwards. As I'm making this rousing speech of we can do anything and anything we want. I just sort of drifting to the north.
Anyone going to rein him in, or are you going to follow him?
I'm inclined
Scuts is gonna follow her buddy.
We can wander around
Headed
the
north.
plains for a bit, I suppose.
I appreciate that.
I find more
Because I'll be
elephants.
honest, I haven't got anything on the coast prepared.
I was thinking of.
Which I
It's
told you
strange, the
before the
gods-
session, but
I got a glimpse of the stars, the paths that Scuts was looking at before, and it was strange. They were guiding me north.
so you press further north
Ooh.
into this sort of mix, as I mentioned before, with these very rapidly declining floodwaters. A lot of wildlife has made itself known to try and either claim as much water as it can, take whatever drink it'll get before the next floods, and, well, socialise as animals tend to do. So the ones you can immediately see, you've got everybody's favourite seagulls having a bit of a squawk off, as two seemingly male hippogriffs seem to be showing off at each other, much to the chagrin of a very bored female hippogriff. There is a grey render squaring off at the top of a small cliff, completely ignored by the others, as well as a small pack of blink dogs drinking from a bit of water.
Are they saying anything interesting
With
with my...
who's saying anything interesting?
I'm going to listen to the Grey Rangers. They look... I know what the hippogriffs are saying, definitely, already.
What do you think they're saying?
Hippogriffs, it's going to be something along the lines of mountains and how they are theirs.
But there's no mountains nearby.
Exactly.
They
That's
wanna
panicking them.
smash.
Maybe they're saying about, hey, this is my water. No, my water, fuck you. But more in hippogriff, which
An
is closer
intellectual
to
debate.
my water, fuck you.
My
Is there
God.
any roll that Bennett can make to see if these are in fact the same hippogriffs from earlier, and maybe they'll remember us and leave as well?
You can make a nature check.
Ooh. Ever need for a crit. Not a crit.
In the same
This is
way as
better.
it's very
Sorry.
difficult, even though two pigeons will look always different, it's hard to always tell them apart. It's kind of the same for these horse pigeons.
I'm curious of an intellectual debate of the Grey Renders, though. One is stood atop a cliff.
It seems to be bellowing out towards the other grey renders. Seems to essentially just be trying to show off. In Sogeg and Scud's terms, it is flexing and very much trying to
Ooh.
muscle brow. But the others are just soaking shoulder deep, if not full neck deep, in as much water as they can. You get the feeling that these grey renders are essentially the hippos of this area.
Now, this may not make sense to you, my fair party members, but I have a feeling we can make friends with these Grey Renders if we just get our pump on. I'm just going to get down into a squat and just start cheat squatting because I've got about 10 limbs.
Yeah,
It's
but you're
actually
also
depressingly
carrying
hard for
quite a lot.
Sogeg to squat.
Yeah. And they're also very spindly limbs.
They are. Not on Sogeg. Each one is powerful.
That adds an
I mean,
interesting biology question. Does Sogeg shed his scorpion skin? You have to like shed the
Ooh.
carapace to grow.
Like a full molting.
Yeah, you have to molt.
Yes, I actually go underground when it happens. I get myself a little Zolk hole. And I put my night hat on.
You've got the giant.
It's
sleeping
not happened
bag.
yet. I'm quite worried. Now you mention that as a possibility. I've not come across a scorpion molt season, but I've not been a scorpion for that long. I've got to be honest.
That is true.
Sure hope I don't. I mean, are we attempting to be nice to these animals, or are we just going to kill them?
There's a lot
Because
There is a lot of them.
I do have a peeve of animals.
You get the
Yeah,
feeling that some will be relatively skittish and others will be relatively defensive. Although, which one's which would require a successful nature check.
My vote will be to just try and sneak past them if we can.
I'm not going to be able. I'm not going to lie. I can't sneak at this point. I will try. I will try for the party.
You would have
I
super disadvantage
I
because
don't think I can sneak.
not only are you in heavy armor, but Pogeg also is in a lot of rattly metal. Yeah. Not only are you going to be at disadvantage, there will be a negative modifier to it.
I scoot by in my cauldron.
You can fly at least you and two other people, or one Sogeg.
One very rattly Sogeg.
The problem with Sogeg is the little Pogeg booties are just going to clink against the side of the cauldron non-stop.
Oh, you wouldn't
I think-
actually be able to carry Pogeg as well. You would
Pogeg would be
overload
nice.
the
Yes.
cauldron. You can carry one
Listen.
size large creature or two medium or smaller creatures. Not including yourself.
I think I can pass off as a hippo. I think I can be a grey render. If we want to sneak as the party, then I'll just head up the back pretending to be a grey render. Bennett, do you perhaps have a grey chalk you could paint my face?
Let me see.
Your bag of disguises.
It's asking me to input a value for what attributes I would be. I'm guessing it's close to deception, which would be
Yeah, go for
charisma.
charisma. Yeah.
Yes, I do actually. I can
Okay.
colour you in grey.
Waste of
You,
grey.
you start just slapping mud on him and hoping for the best, and it does dry out into this sort of greyish, beige, solid, statuesque Sogeg.
I'm also going to prepare using my ring of jumping to just, if all goes to wrong, I'm just going to jump my way out of this situation.
If in doubt, jump.
And ring of ram myself. I mean, I'll leave it to everyone else to actually sneak. You a thumbs up. I believe in you.
I don't know about sneaking, but I can keep up with the party underground.
I don't think you
Oh.
can, because you move at 10 foot when you're burrowing.
It'd take me slightly longer.
And that would be, for one, hoping that the mud is any easier to dig through and wouldn't, tie you up.
Be mud.
Or that none of these have tremor sense.
Oh,
Now, the fact that the gods mentioned a very specific rule in tremor sense makes me think. It wouldn't have tremor sense.
I'm not sure.
I don't know, I might be tricking you, but I might not be as well. And that's the debate you have to make.
That's the scary bit. Zolk, you're doubting yourself, but I believe in you. You can stealth through this thing. You know what, hell, you're the sneakiest rat I've ever seen. That's saying something.
You have seen a couple of rats now, so...
I've seen at least 2 other rats.
Oh yeah.
And you're up there.
Zolk
top
hasn't paid
3.
attention to any of them, but Sogek has.
I remembered one of them.
The other one did get murdered very deliberately.
It did. Poor little rat.
How bright would it be at the moment?
It's probably about 10 o'clock, so the sun is very much blaring. Okay.
Ooh.
Not bad.
Go ahead and move however far you would like to try and move. Okay.
Sneaky.
Anyone else sneaking?
I'm just going to offer Pogeg to Skuts with her cauldron.
Okay. Bennett, you're also able to move as far as you would want to.
This isn't going to go well for me, I don't think.
Surely, Nadrin, you just need to, like, stand still and use your magic boots to sort of slowly drift you across the land.
It goes in a random direction.
Listen, Brownie Emotion isn't discovered in this place, but I've got a feeling you'll be lucky. You'll go the way you need. The gods must they must will it.
Nadrin, go ahead and move as far as you'd like to. Bennett literally just crouches and turns invisible at this point. Or at the very least, he's just so generic dude that even these guys don't even care.
God.
We'll see what happens to Zolk and Nadrin. Oh, yeah, Dios isn't here, so I need to get rid of his token.
I think Dios just sprinted off to the north like ages ago. Straight off.
Yeah.
While we were pondering.
Yeah, he'll meet you there.
Can I, like, double move?
Yeah, you can move further than that if you want to risk it. Okay. So I'll put a pause there. Skuts, Sogeg, Pogeg, what's happening?
Let Skuts go first. I think I am the most likely to cock this up.
Whatever gives you that idea.
As I say this, my helmet is already shining in the sun. My plate is freshly waxed. I look very majestic. Wow, the indecision. I guess then I will move. I'll move down. And can I try and see the specific postures of the Grey Render? I want to see sort of like, are his front paws in a sort of tensed up?
So, it's pretty much making the default pose for a Grey Render, which is this one. It is shoulders cocked back, bellowing, again, just trying to look as big and menacing as possible.
A bit of introspection. Soga goes into T-pose, then arches his elbows downwards in sort of almost a cactus shape. As I'll walk forward and just yell out, "Ah!" It's an animal scream. "Ah! Ah!"
Okay, make either intimidation if you're trying to intimidate it, or animal handling if you're trying to earn its respect.
Try to give me respect. Oh.
Okay. So at the unexpected and unusual actions of this disguised Grey Render that is Sogeg, the one calling out spins on its heel and drops to all fours, eyeing you up. It is not happy.
I would like to use, as I didn't switch it out, I didn't use it last session, I'd like to use my pompous epithet. As I would try and
the two of you
my...
must share a language.
Oh, yes, sorry, yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
let you know now,
language,
this isn't considered a beast.
It's a pure... Oh dear. Then, you know what? I have faith that I'm in the right, and I will just go as prostrate and tall as I can, my arms as rigid and in cactus pose as possible, And I'll just say even louder, ah, ah.
Are you screaming this as loud as you can?
Yes.
Okay.
There's no volume switch on Sogek, I'll be real.
The hippogriffs, startled by the noise, fly off.
Hi.
The blink dogs do sort of poke their heads up from the water, but don't leave as they are. Well, it's not often water to this level arrives in Araskos. The grey render, those soaking in the water don't give a shit. The one that was posing full on bull rushes you. I need an initiative roll.
Okay.
And
Oops. I
it's going
accidentally
to
just
move its full to there.
I might have to jump away from this. I think it's time to jump.
Fine, apparently
So-
the rats click on the draw.
Nadrin, Scuts, are you going to? Do you want to be involved in fighting this grey render, or do you just want to let Sogek do what he's doing? Okay.
It's a good plan.
I'll roll initiative and then decide
That
if I'm just gonna
is-
keep going.
That's wise. Zolk, as far as you're aware, this thing hasn't really noticed you, but you're not 100% sure.
Alright. Alright, it's going to hear me, so it's going to know I'm here.
I am going to use my. I will brandish my ring of jumping if that makes any decisions easier.
I mean, I had a different plan for you.
Oh, Zolk. You see eyes of Sogek look sad at Zolk.
Just
Make it
playing.
quick.
So you'll hear Zolk scream at Sogeg, "Stand your ground! Be true, Crowan!" As I'll give you bardic inspiration.
Oh,
How uncharacteristic of Zolk to tell somebody to be brave.
And then I will cast Sanctuary on him.
ooh.
Okay.
I feel good.
Now, is that Warlock or Bard? I forget.
That'll
I thought
be
Bard.
that'll be Bard, yeah.
Alright, so I've used a Bard slot. Cool. There you go.
But if Sogek attacks at all, the spell ends.
Yes.
Right.
Don't worry. You have inspired me. You'll see a feat.
Well, let's find out. Sogek.
I hear his words, and I get flashbacks to the games, the summer games. All those Acroans jumping really far. I don't know what language the Grey Render speaks, so I'll just speak out in Sylvan, yeah, and just say, "Hey, Turkey, you ain't seen nothing yet." As I brandish the ring of jumping, I will cast jump on myself, and I will run here. In a feat of sheer athletics, I am going to jump as far as possible in this direction.
So what's your strength modifier?
It's 3.
That would be 10.
I believe the jump spell, I've got it here.
And then, yeah, you jump. So you'd be able to jump 60 feet.
Is Sogeg in just a sheer amazingness.
It does cost movement, so you wouldn't be able to move when you land.
Yeah, I'm just going to
But
jump
you can
60
end
feet.
up jumping longer than your movement would normally allow.
Yeah. I just sideways leap.
Okay.
I hope the Grey Render understands. And then that was my... that's full action. So as a bonus action, I will... Oh, you're out of range. Oh no, I've not. I will point a hand to Zolk and say, "You did this, Zolk. You gave me the confidence to jump really far." And I will cast Shield of Faith on Zolk.
Okay.
I think Zolk's about to take the ball for me.
Result, your AC goes up by 2.
Oh, good.
I'm gonna need it. I
Feeling
think.
I'll need it.
You
Backstabbing bastard.
You inspired me in Zolk way.
Wow, we've got a shield gun.
This is not what I had in mind.
There we go.
Betrayed.
Okay. Scuts. Oh yeah, did Pogag want to do
Oh,
anything?
Pogeg.
Yeah, I forgot about
Pogeg just really awkwardly, like his boots, like a bit too big for a way. She's just gonna clink, clink, clink over here.
Oh yeah, you
In fact,
forgot
just
about
gonna
Neil
double
as well.
clink. Gonna double clink. Sorry, I was still Neil.
Okay.
I was gonna move Neil, but then you moved on to this, so I didn't want to stop anything.
He should be fine. Hopefully. Scuts.
I will run back for Neil.
Oh man. Scuts is all alone with no one to babysit her and keep her from shoving stuff down her shirt.
Neil's there. Also, have you read the updated rules for the granny bag?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'll try and remember them myself.
Have you nerfed the granny bag?
No, I have
Oh.
made it more interesting, is what I think.
Kept eating too many agendas.
Yes.
They're just really tasty. I can't help it. Oh man. Scuts is not sure if she should go run interception and keep Zulk from being a snack. Oh.
He's got +2 to AC. Zolk's tanking out.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he is a tank.
Can I ready an action?
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to use my bonus action to reach into my bag.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh. Oh no, I got the naughty jar.
So you
Don't
pull
make
out
Granny.
a small urn that is sealed shut.
Throw it.
And I would like to ready that if the creature goes for Zulk, or if the creature starts to attack or move aggressively, I will bean it in the face with the naughty jar.
Okay. Any
This is what
movement from
Granny
yourself?
does to... Huh?
Any movement from yourself?
No, I'm gonna stay put. I'm gonna make sure everybody else gets across, because I can sprint hella far.
Yeah. Okay. Bennett, you have snuck past everybody. Nobody knows you're there. So it's up to you if you want to get involved. You can try to tame a blink dog while you're here.
Oh.
Oh
Yeah.
no! If I go off and just start trying to play with dogs, that's just injecting too much of myself into Bennett. So
I mean, there's a chance you could tame one. There's a chance the entire pack will turn on you. So.
yeah.
I love the odds.
Oh no, I don't, because I don't have a good history with Roll20. Right. That's going to be a long range shot, isn't it? So
Easily, yeah.
that seems to be the one. I know it would be at disadvantage, but I'm going to use my turn to hold an action. And if that thing goes near anybody and attacks them, then I will fire an arrow at it.
You could use your bonus action to take aim if you're not moving. So that way, when you make that reaction attack, it will be at neutral rather than disadvantage.
I will do that, definitely.
So it's slightly less...
And I will remember to do that in future as well. So yeah, that's what I'll do. Yeah, so I'll do the steady aim bonus action, and then yeah, I'll hold my action in case it attacks anybody.
Nadrin.
Okay, so I'll go for Neil first,
Okay.
and he is gonna try to stealth away.
Okay. I'll make a stealth check. Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
And
It was his action to try and sneak. So, yeah, you're trying to hide from it. Granted,
Yeah.
you are in open plains, so if it was looking at you, it would see you. But it's more trying to move in a way that's not eye-catching.
it's fine. He's not a blue eel or anything. It's fine. It's not super obvious where he is.
Yeah, he doesn't glow in the dark.
I wish.
I mean, yeah, okay. Is that everything for Neil?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Nadrin. Do I have to re-roll stealth? Or does the other one keep going?
You're not sure whether it spotted you specifically, but Sogek did land right next to you, and Sogek seemed to be the one it was going for.
Damn, it's so good.
It was an impressive leap, you can't lie.
It's a 6-foot long jump. It's not too bad.
I'll win the Crowing Games yet.
I will just move to there with my full movement and just hope it didn't see me.
That's a reasonable action to take.
And same as Bennett, really, if it attacks anyone, I will hold Eldritch Blast on it.
Okay. Well, it's its turn, and as it spins, trying to keep up with the ever athletic Sogeg, well, it spots the next nearest creature. And like most hippos that have seen red, it doesn't give a shit, and it's going to go for you, Zalt. So those holding actions, go ahead and make the attack, see if you can slow it down.
Beam this
Fire
fool.
at the ready!
As it runs for Zulk, you just see Scut's arm cocked back, just like release it, throwing it as hard as she can, and roll 20. Please don't make me a fool.
Oh,
Okay. Datrin, Eldritch Blast.
Yep, my Eldritch Blast. I still get my 3, don't
Nope,
I?
you just get the one.
Just the one?
Because you're using held action for it.
held actions, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. The short bow and the urn completely miss, but it does get peppered a tiny, tiny amount with a Eldritch Blast. And then it's going to move to here, and well, we'll see what happens. Yeah, make sure
I
I've got.
can't go wrong.
So I've got a +2 to AC, which
You have a
makes it
+2 to
17.
AC. It's a 17 to hit
You're
you.
welcome.
Well, let's see if it can get you. Well, it's a 27 to hit.
Aye,
Ooh.
so as a reaction,
+2 though.
he's going to blow a little raspberry and make him reroll.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. It got a 20 to hit, doing
God damn it.
23 person.
I made it worse.
No, we'll take the first person because you're actually making him essentially roll at disadvantage, so it still get the first damage roll. So it'll be 13
Okay.
person. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Wait, does that cost my reaction? Oh yeah, it does.
Indeed, it does.
So I lose 23.
No, you lose 13,
All right.
and then you need a strength saving throw.
I don't know if the
Nice.
disadvantage follows.
Oh, it's
through or not.
So I think why you personally would be at disadvantage on strength
Daytime.
saves. That's just on perception checks and stuff that's in sight. So if you
Oh,
try and
right.
target something that's in sunlight, you'd struggle to see it. But not just all saving throws. Your aura of madness doesn't affect you.
Then there's nothing else that. It would be.
Then it would just take the first one, which is a success, which means it doesn't knock you prone, which is good. because it's got 2 more attacks.
What?
Believe in you, Zolk.
But it should have actually already been at disadvantage because of Aura of Madness. So I'm glad I removed that.
Oh yeah.
So, second attack, 17.
Defender win?
If it meets your AC, it hits.
That's met. Pain.
Ooh.
And then second is an 11.
Aye.
It does miss. So you wouldn't take the 7 bludgeoning, because that's just from if you were prone. So you take 10 slashing.
Right, okay. We'll regain that 7.
Okay. Zolk, it is your turn.
Right. I don't know how much I fancy my chances against this, given that it's got 3 attacks.
You think it would have only 3 attacks? You'll find out.
You backstabber. You know what? Just to spite him, I'm going to use a particular javelin.
Oh! You think that angers me? That was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
So you lunge forward with the signed by Sogek javelin and connect for 5 piercing damage. And then it's going to slap you for it.
Wait, what?
You fool.
But it's going to miss. You stabbed it right in the shoulder and with the attacking arm, so it does not hit.
All right.
Good thing
and
you
then
make everybody mad.
I will healing word myself.
Probably wise.
Probably make a difference. But I am just going to stare this thing down and hope it works.
That's brave. I like it.
Respect it.
Sogek.
This is madness, I tell you.
Sort of, at first, genuinely flabbergasted that it wasn't impressed by my jump, and then roused by a mighty spear jab by Zolk. I will run down, and I will once again assume the cactus pose. And with a mighty I am going to compel duel the beast. Fight me, you beastly beast.
Ah, so it's unrestricted. It can go on anything. Okay,
Yeah, it is just creatures.
that's pretty spicy.
It's pretty great.
But it passes.
Oh, well, I tried, Zolk. Good luck, fella. Then I will, not happy to end it like this, I will have a very quick think. I know what I'll do.
You could throw a javelin at it.
I am tempted.
It seems to
Goblin
have worked the
Bidens
first
are
time.
looking. Zog inspired me, and I look at my finest Goblin Bident. So I pull one out, and I call to Mogis. By Mogis' arm, let this Bident spear this creature true. With a mighty here, I will throw the Bident.
Make a javelin attack roll.
Wow.
So you throw
I will
the twig.
use...
Okay, go ahead.
No, I won't.
I have a thing to of note here. I've just read
sorry.
how the Bardic Inspiration works. You still have it because it's for the next 10 minutes.
Yes. So next time.
Yes.
So you could add it to that.
Is that on damage or is that on hits? I can't remember. Bardic
It's to hit.
Inspiration. Okay. It's to hit. Oh, sweet.
It's,
So
if
an
he
extra
takes
D6.
a special college, you can add it to damage.
15. It's not bad.
Okay. You're going for
I think
15?
it's still a twig, though. Yeah, I'll leave it at 15.
So you throw the twig at the Grey Render and connect with its flank and just see it splinter into bits of sawdust.
God! This beast must be so strong that it can handle such a finely crafted Bident. tempted to throw another one, I'll be honest. No, instead I will just stand there screaming loudly at this creature, trying to get its attention.
So you're
And
not
go
going to
on
take a second attack?
No, I don't want to waste any more Bidents. I don't
Reasonable.
quite have range for my amazing Spear of Speariness.
Reasonable.
15 foot, not 20. Pogeg is going to very tempted to run and boot this thing, but I kind of don't want to do that. Pogeg is just going to ramble up this little mountain and shuffle away. And just shuffle away into Sogeg's pocket.
I'm assuming he's sprinting.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Number 10.
Scuts, we're on to you. So the big hippo has gone after Zolk. Sogeg's thrown a twig at it and it's not done anything. That's where we are.
I'm sorry, Zolk.
I'm braver than a Crowan, apparently.
I'm trying.
Oh, how do I want to do this? I want to run up to it and go into a rage, but then I can't chaotic charge it. But what if I explode on it? All right, we're going to charge up right into its face, and Scuts is going to go into a rage.
Well, you should be, as long as you've moved 20 feet straight towards it.
Oh, the action still counts on the whole
Yeah,
thing?
it's
Okay.
part of your attack action as long as you're attacking with your horn.
Okay, then she's just going into a rage while she's just charging at it horn first.
Yeah, make yourself one size bigger. And then you explode.
Nice.
Again.
Oh, right.
Dex saving
Some good
throw.
rolls. Zolk is in that.
So that is, Zolk, Neil, and the Grey Render, and Scuts, because it does affect you as well. Dexterity saving throws.
I'm sorry, Neil.
Oh, no.
And I believe it is it's a 15 to beat, because it should be
Ouch.
8 plus your proficiency, which is 3, and your constitution, which is now plus 4. So those that got below a 15 take 7 damage, and those that got above 15 or higher take half.
Does everybody have to take this dexterity test?
Oh no, it's just those nearby
Just within
Scuts.
20.
Scuts
Right.
exploded
20 feet
again.
around Scots.
So how much
Oh,
is
so-
Neil taking?
I saw
Neil
Nadrin
will be
do it.
taking
Oh,
3.
right, rolling for Neil. Of course, sorry. I got confused. I
Neil
was
will
thinking,
much
what the
is
hell have you run in there with? A nuclear bomb?
yeah,
I
it's
guess.
Scuts. Yeah, Neil will be taking 3.
Okay.
Mind you, let's pick apart the rules of D&D. I think within 100 feet of a big blast like that, you probably might not even be safe in real life, but
Your sunglasses keep you safe, it's fine.
And it is fire damage if anyone's
Safe.
resistant to.
Oh, I'd have
Oh wait,
resistance.
I am
Yeah,
resistant to
so
fire damage.
you would only take 3 damage. And yeah, go ahead and make your attacks.
Okay, and so she's gonna use chaotic charge. That was underwhelming.
It's up to you if you wanted to recklessly attack.
Oh yeah, oh shit. I need to be at advantage. Okay, so we'll do the roll again, and I'll make sure I have
Nice.
advantage switched on. There we go.
So
Okay.
it takes a nice 20 lightning damage. It definitely noticed that.
And then after she digs into it with her horn and shocks it, she's going to go ahead and take the good old granny stick and give him a good whack.
That's not going to hit though.
Not good.
It's still
Wow.
warming up. You
I
said
tied the rope a little bit different after I had to fix it. Just not used to the grip.
well, you said that you threw the Nautia and it exploded in the corner, and you're worried that that's going to cause issues in the future.
Oh.
In fact, I'm trying to find the urn so I can take it out of the bag. There it is. Okay. Is that everything?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bennett, on you.
Right. I know I can't do my steady aim, but I'm gonna get closer, and I'm gonna shoot at it again.
Okay. Are you still at long range, or are you within short at that point? So
I'm gonna have to get a book out to remember. I'm sure, is it about 80 feet is short
it
range?
should actually say on your character sheet when you're rolling stuff. It should say the short and long range of it.
Yeah, if it's
Oh yeah, 80 to 320.
So yeah,
Nice.
you're within 80. So yeah,
So,
you
so it's
attacking
short
gauntlet.
range.
Yep, you're short range.
80 feet short.
in some reference.
My poor
Right.
little legs can't do that.
I mean, compared to 320,
No,
yeah,
the
it is.
sneak.
No, you would get the sneak because you've got allies within range
Would
of
I?
it.
Oh, there you go then.
Bada bing.
So, yeah, you get a good old 23 piercing damage as you fire a bow, an arrow directly into the side of its neck.
Is it dead?
Oh, it doesn't even notice it.
Oh,
Ah, shit.
I mean, shoot a bow at a hippo and see if it notices it.
It's true. It's true.
And this thing is a bit bigger than one of those.
Okay, it's time to bring out the big guns, I think. Hippo's a bit stronger than we thought.
Okay.
something out.
Nadrin.
Okay, so first of all, Neil is gonna scoot back a little bit, and then he is going to where did I put his character sheet? There it is. He is going to guiding spittle. Come on, buddy.
Okay, you actually got a successful hit in.
Woohoo!
Look at that.
You did it!
He was the
is
best.
currently lit up in glow in the dark spit.
And those went away, didn't they?
Oh, what went away? The hippogriffs.
Yeah.
Yes, they've flown away. They got spooked by Sogeg screaming.
I was useful.
Backstabber.
You gotta admit, it was a mighty fine jump. It had to be done.
I'll move over to there, which I think. Yeah.
So it would have been a finer jump if you had taken a step back and then jumped over it instead.
Yeah, I wasn't trusting it was going to work, I'll be honest.
And I will cast, because I think I can cast it at that range. Oh no, it's only 30 foot. Does my spell sniper work with enlarge reduce?
No. So it
that's
needs
sad.
to be a spell attack roll. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I couldn't remember if it worked or not, so sorry, Skuts, you can't be bigger.
Oh, fair enough.
What a cruel world.
So I guess I will.
Make Bennett bigger.
I could.
Make Neil bigger.
I could also do that.
Make Zolk bigger. Make him size medium.
The size of a normal person.
Yeah.
I think I will just Eldritch Blast it,
That's probably wise.
which is 3.
That would be 3, yes.
3 beams. Yay. Okay, so 1, 2, 3.
Oh no.
Okay. 1 hits.
Great. Oh no. And I will stay here.
Okay.
I can't move anymore. I just get to watch back here, I guess.
Well, it's the Grey Render's turn, and I want to see who's pissed it off the most out of these two. It's going to be Zolk.
No. No.
I've
Ooh,
got tricks. It's
that's gonna
fine.
You still have +2 to your AC. You do still have +2 to your AC.
a 19,
A 19 does succeed,
doing 9 slashing.
which allows me to react
Ah, here we go.
with a hellish rebuke.
Okay.
I rebuke you. Nice.
I must have rolled god awful for that cast.
So that would be 6 fire damage. Not terrible. Could have been better, but could have been worse.
Oh, I take 9.
And then a 20 to hit, doing 16 slashing.
On that one, I will use my reaction to give Zolk, I think it's
Is he within range?
within 60 feet, I believe.
Hopefully he's within 60 feet of you.
I measured it.
Oh, there we
He's
go.
within 60
Oh.
feet of me, that's why I moved there.
Okay.
So he gets 10 temporary hit points. And because they're going away,
Yep, it will
Make this
explode and do...
it's 2d8 cold damage.
Yes. So you would roll a 2d8. Takes 12 cold damage, and Zolk can only take 6 damage from that rather than 16.
Yeah, I would have gone down.
Okay.
Or would
Well,
I?
as a reaction to taking damage, it's going to slap Zolk again. And it's going to miss. Okay.
Madness.
Tick.
Good old... See? I told you it's a useful ability. As long as you're
Fingers.
positioned right.
Fully.
Alright.
Okay,
Go
Zolk.
to the light, Zolk. Go to the light.
The light is standing my ground and pissing this thing
Flee!
off.
Wait, you should definitely flee now.
No.
It has
Yeah,
used its reaction, so it can't take an attack of opportunity.
I think a big hippo was standing in the way of the light anyway.
I don't know.
A certain thing crawling in the side of his ear really wants to have a bit of a
Ooh.
chat.
Oh.
You can certainly try.
A dissonant whispers.
Okay.
Some nasty
That
little
is
whispers you got
a
there.
fail, so it takes the full 16 damage. And I can't remember what else Dissonant Whisper does. It must use its reaction to move as far away from you as possible, but it's already used its reaction, so it doesn't move.
Hey.
So. Also, be
Fine.
careful that we're getting a lot of static from your mic there, Zolk.
I wouldn't know how to fix that, to be honest.
If you've got a fan on or something like that, that might be a cause of it.
Nope.
We don't.
Okay.
It might be picking up the fact that my computer is screaming.
That's probably what it is.
That might
I'll
be
turn it slightly away. How's that?
There we go. That's
I
a
did
lot
it.
It
better.
really is a mad rat. What's he talking of?
And then, bonus action, Zolt's gonna scream at Scott. Hit him good! Take a inspiration.
So yeah, Scots, you've got some bardic inspiration.
She just like looks visibly inspired. She makes her pecs bounce.
So any movement, Zolk?
I'm standing my ground.
Okay. Sogag.
Seeing brave Zolk, I feel roused. I'm just like, Zolk, I'll give you 2 javelins after this, as I am going to run up this great beast 10 feet away, and specifically not 10 feet within Zolk, as I am first going to once again, with a great
Learning.
T-pose, fight me, coward.
Okay, it's gonna. So it's a wisdom save.
It's so wise.
That meets
It's
it.
so wise. And you just anger of it being so wise, I'm going to stab it good with a Zyston. A one-handed Wabambo.
Advantage.
At advantage, sorry, yep.
Yeah, 'cause it
I
is.
rolled a 20.
Advantage.
Lit up like a Christmas tree.
It's the first. I will
Okey-dokey.
throw in the second, a Wabambo.
Okay, are you keeping that on?
Just the second one hit.
If I tell you, you can't do anything to adjust it.
You can use your bonus. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, you make your choice. Oh no, you make your choice after you see the roll, but before the DM says the attack hits or miss. I will not. Don't need for this one.
Okay, it misses.
Oh. Then I'll use my other movement to run up close to it.
A bit too close.
As Pogeg, leaning out my pocket, is going to just throw some wicked sickles.
Okay.
A swish, a swash, a swash.
Oh shit! Those are some wicked circles. Doing a tasty 18 slashing damage.
And then Pogeg is going to run away. Whee!
Okay.
Seeing Sogeg in the fight. Okay, yeah, that ends my turn.
Oh, Pogeg is getting a run up for next turn.
It is, yeah.
Scuds.
I will not shove it in my shirt.
I mean, it's looking definitely bloodied, but it's still got quite a lot of fight left in it. You get the feeling this is going to be a tough one to shove in your shirt, even at this amount of damage to it.
Is that
He's gonna-
4th edition blooded, or is it just saying it looks a bit bloody?
Yeah, it's less than half health.
Excellent.
Alright, she's going to try to make up for that bad swing on the granny stick. She's gonna try it again.
Give it a bop. You want to use your bardic inspiration?
I would.
Okay, roll a d6.
Oh, I forgot about Bardic Inspiration. Damn it.
Okay, that misses.
What?
Brutal.
I feel like it's 17.
Infuriated, she's gonna just swing at it again with the granny stick.
Okay, that hits. You get a very solid bop.
Why won't you die?
I see. It definitely sort of recoils from that hit. It probably broke some bones underneath.
Okie dokie. And I think... yeah, I think that's me.
Okay, Bennett.
I'm going to move another 30 feet forward and shoot at it again.
Okay.
Bit cheeky not to.
There.
That misses.
Should have stood still first.
Should have stood still.
And yeah, that's all I'm going to do.
Okay. Nadrin.
So wouldn't have Bennett's attack have been an advantage?
It would have been an advantage, absolutely.
Would it?
Because it's lit up
Oh,
for
yeah, it is.
Neil Spit.
Yeah, it's not just melee. It's all.
Okay. So I'll just roll another then.
Yes.
There
Okay,
we go.
Then there you go. It does hit.
Yay!
Thank you, Nadrin.
Thank you, Neil.
Neil's doing things.
Okay. This is why he misses so often. Is because when he hits, it makes such a goddamn difference.
It is very good.
So is it too much to ask for this to not completely die yet?
That's on you.
That's asking too much, Salt. Come on.
There are 3 others sat bathing if you wanted another one.
I only saw one other. Christ.
Oh,
Oh yeah, did you not scroll down a little bit?
No.
I did say there were multiple others bathing in.
Yeah, he did. He did say that.
I saw two.
So, Neil should still be able to reach easily. Yep. So he is gonna try again. I don't know. I don't think it's particularly useful, but it's a little bit of damage.
It's a little bit of extra damage. If it hits.
come on, Neil.
It
Believe
clicked
in
it.
you.
There we go.
That misses.
Oh, Neil. Come on, Neil.
Yeah, he tried.
He tried.
He tried.
He's done. He's made his worth. He has made his worth.
He did good. And I will attack with Eldritch Blast again, which is also at advantage.
Yep.
Which I didn't do last time.
Oh, my word.
Ooh.
Is that
Ooh.
really 3 nat 1s?
Pretty good.
Well, at least you're not clumsy. You don't break your spellcasting focus.
Hey.
That was mean.
Oh dear.
God, those were bad.
Those are bad. And the one that got through did 1 damage.
Just 1 damage.
I didn't see.
Hey,
Oh,
Bennett, what have you
no.
done? What have you done to my roll 20?
The curse has been swapped.
Anything else,
That's-
Adrian?
I will
can only
move
apologise.
I will move 1 square to the side so I don't get pushed into the water.
Well, wouldn't you want to go into the water? You can at least swim.
I mean, it's nice being in the water, but I don't want to be like
It is rapid as well.
forced into the water
True.
without me going into the water myself.
Reasonable.
I don't want my shoes deciding. Bath time!
Okay, it is the render's turn. And I need Scuts, Sogeg, and Zolk to make dexterity saving throws, please.
Both of you add an additional.
Is it
Sorry,
within
it's-
15 feet or 10 feet?
Actually, no, it's 10 feet. It's 10 feet,
So
sorry.
it's just
Yeah.
Scuts.
Scuts, you get +2 to your saving throw. Sorry, was that dexterity?
Dexterity, yeah.
I believe in my pass. Didn't pass. Did not pass.
Okay, so... Zolk and Sogeg, you take 28... it'll be... slashing damage.
Ho ho.
Salt will stick his finger up in heroic destiny.
Yeah, you get one left. And
Just
Scuts,
laugh at
you
his
would
slashing
halve
damage.
that and then halve it again because you're raging. So that would be
7 to Scuts, 14 for me.
There you go.
Bada bing.
And then it's going to try and run the.
I need to
thing away.
make a wisdom
Pass.
saving throw.
Yeah, you do need to make a wisdom saving throw. Make that fast.
Oh dear. Sogeg's angry. Sogeg's real angry.
Okay. Well, it's going to try and move. So Scott, Zolk, and Sogeg would get attack opportunity if you want to take them.
Someone else first.
You know what? It isn't going to move, actually. It's going to stay very still. Oh, no.
That misses.
I won't add anything to that.
Does that even hit?
So Scuts. Okay.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, you would be advantage.
Some
Okay, that one
terrible
does hit.
rolls.
But it hasn't gone down, surprisingly enough, as it just starts realising it's probably bitten off more than it can chew. It's sobered up a little bit and it's running away.
Oh, you ain't running for long, kid.
Okay, well, Zolk.
Yes.
So it's still in range, eh? Just about. Sweet dreams, giant hippo.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, very nice.
You wouldn't upcast it, but it definitely has less than 27 hit points left. So down it falls into a blissful slumber.
It's a rookie move. I wouldn't have done that.
And I need to actually see how long they are unconscious for.
Good question.
So they are unconscious either for 1 minute or until they take damage or somebody uses their action to wake them up.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
What I'll do is,
into the
yeah, I will end the combat there unless you plan on waking it up immediately.
I probably would with my enraged state,
I just want to eat its dreams so that my
unfortunately.
again.
Okay. So we'll keep the initiative then for the time being. Zolk, that was your action to cast that. So what else would you like to do?
Get away from Sogeg.
That's probably wise.
That's the wrong way to be running, Zoc. Oh no.
Okay.
You just want their death.
Bennett doesn't quite understand what just happened. Then he's just looking at Zolt chasing this thing, going, "Whoa, how brave is he?"
Blood in my eyes. I am going to first use one of my charges of Wrathful Smite. There's rudely brushing past Scuts. I'm sorry, it's my anger, really. So I'm just going to charge and lunge towards this poor defenseless creature.
Yeah, you must attack the nearest creature to you. It's the beginning of your turn, so you'd have to attack Scuts, and then you could move.
Wait, it's at the start?
Well, Berserk, you must use your action each round to attack the nearest creature to you. And if you have extra attacks, you must use those extra attacks.
Can I not move first, though? And then use my
moving
action?
to attack the next nearest creature after you fail your current target. And if you have multiple targets, you'll literally go after the first person you say.
Okay.
You choose to fail.
How it was before, but
I'm pretty
okay.
sure that's how it always. What happened before?
Before it was moved, but anyway.
There was nobody near enough for you to catch up to, so it was a case of getting everybody further than 30 feet away from you, so you could calm down.
Uh, 21 then to hit.
It would be an advantage against Skirts because she is recklessly attacking.
And a 19.
That would hit. So Skuts, you would take 18 piercing damage, and then Sogeg, you would take 5 fire damage.
Ouchies.
I've been making you make concentration checks to keep Zolk's thing up. So, con save.
I'll drop. Oh, I've dropped it now anyway.
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay, then I have to do the other one as well.
And
15.
Miss, as far as I'm aware. Nope.
And then I will
that
just
will hit.
run.
So that's again 11 piercing to Scuds, and then 5 more fire damage to Sogeg.
Ouchies. And then I will run at the beast.
Okay.
And Pogeg will run too. Hello. That's my turn.
Real quick, are you giving me the total damage, or are you giving me the damage already halved?
The total. Oh, so they already have. So you wouldn't have this. Oh no, you would have this because it's. Sorry, I was thinking of Sogeg's
It's magical.
one. So yeah, you would have this. So it would be 9.
Would you have it? It's of magical
5.
nature.
So 14 lost in total.
Would it be hard, though?
Barbarians resist all bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing.
Oh, right.
Regardless of magic or not.
Don't care. Too angry.
Yeah.
Although not to dog myself, then you also would take an additional 4d6 damage because of man killer, because you're a humanoid.
That is true.
Okay.
So an additional, or 5 extra.
5 damage, yeah.
Nice.
Okay, now it's Guts' turn. I'll leave Sogeg to calm down in the corner.
She wanted to put the
Well, you could go
guy
and
in
try
her
and
shirt,
put it in your shirt. There are other ones there as well, if you want to try a fresh one.
but they're not asleep and beat up though.
Yeah, that is pretty much almost a guaranteed shirt grab, is that one.
I'm gonna stay out of Sogeg's. Oh, but I go out of my rage because I wouldn't be attacking anything this turn. Alright, I'm gonna stay behind Sogeg and I'm gonna go hang out by Zolk, which is a really bad idea. I can see he's up to something, so I'm trying not to.
If you did
But
make
maybe when he's finished.
a grapple or something like that, is considered an attack. So, and if you take damage, so your rage wouldn't end this turn because you've taken damage from Sogeg.
Okay.
Okay, Bennett. Anything you want to do? The Grey Render is asleep. Sogeg started stabbing Scuds.
But, to be honest, Bennett's staying out of this. I'll do the same as what I did last time, just in case the grey render thing wakes up. So I'll use a bonus action to steady my aim and ready an action. So what's the range on that? Just so I know. So it's within short range, so I'll get advantage on
Yes,
that.
you would do.
Right. So yeah, I'm just readying that basically, just in case.
Okay. Nadrin.
So this one's asleep now, right?
It is asleep, yes.
And we've got Sogeg about to go nuts on it.
Sogeg is seeing red, yes.
Neil seeing Sogeg like that is just gonna bolt it this way, so.
Probably wise.
And,
Now would have been a good time for an epithet that I'm not using.
Well, this is why you need to have some forethought and plan out your epithets.
I didn't know I needed to run away from my own team.
Have you played this game before?
Oh yeah.
and I will take a step back as well. I don't really know what else to do in this situation.
Would you like some DM advice?
Yes.
Do you have hold person?
No.
Or
I have
anything
hold person.
similar? Because that would be a good thing to. You kind of want to keep Sogeg where he is so everyone can get away from him so he can calm down.
I have fog cloud.
That could work because he has to see the target to go after him.
If you run away and I kill the creature, then no one will be near me.
Exactly.
That's my top tip. Run away.
I can cast fog cloud for free, I think.
Ooh.
Because of... It's either racial or...
Yes, it's your Triton one, yeah.
Yeah. So... I am gonna just... cast fog cloud.
Where would you like
which
to
is...
cast fog cloud?
Let me just see how big of a range it is.
Let's search for some fog.
It is 20-foot radius.
It cost me a spell slot, but I can deal with it.
There you go. You got a puff of cloud. Where would you like to put it?
Plunk it over here.
Okay.
Oh, that was laggy. There we go.
There you go. Puff of cloud right there.
It's a 20-foot radius sphere.
20-foot radius, so it's even bigger than that. Hold on. It would be not that big.
Okay, so I will make it so Zolk and Skuts can see. So probably put them at
bit further that way. Yeah.
Probably put them at the edge of the
yes.
fog cloud, so they can see, but Sogeg can't.
Okay. The Scuts and Zot wouldn't be able to see into the fog cloud, but they're not obscured
No, but
by
they
it. But
can see to get away from
Yes.
it. That's kind of the thing, because I don't want them accidentally running into Sogeg or something.
Okay.
Well,
So, yeah.
The Grey Render's still asleep, so Zolk, we're back to you.
how much of a problem is this fog cloud for me eating its dreams?
Not at all.
Cool.
You already know where it is.
I'll spend my action to feed the earworm.
Okay, I need to remember how to feed the earworm.
It doesn't
So it
say.
needs to make. Yes, it needs to make a. To learn the nature. Oh, it's just to see if it can tell if its dream was eaten. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
So it does know you ate its dreams, but you have eaten the odd dreams of whatever a Grey Render would dream about. Because you don't actually learn the nature of the dream.
Yeah, I know nothing, but the earworm is satisfied.
It lets out a very satisfied belch inside your mind.
Oh god, that would vibrate. I will then. Scuts, did you use my inspiration on your last turn?
Yes,
Yes,
I
you did.
attempted to.
All right, I'll give Scuts a pat on the shoulder as an additional inspiration and say good luck as he bolts it. I've done what I was here for.
So have you got a 35-foot move?
30.
Okay, I thought so.
I measured slightly too long.
Run away.
Okay. Well, Sogeg, you know what the nearest
Using my
creature
blood
is.
sense. Using blood sense, I will still stab out at the creature. Do I get advantage because it's on the ground?
It
Honestly?
would be neutral because you can't see it, but
Yeah,
it is
yeah.
prone, unconscious, and all the rest of it. So,
Wabam. And
uh,
Wabooey.
okay, so they are automatic critical hits if they hit.
Yeah, so I'll throw one smite onto the first.
Okay.
It's an extra 16.
Yeah, it's
16 plus.
It's well dead. So, let me go and grab it and cross it out
I'll
just
throw
in
out a
case. You
cheeky little Mogus. Mogus.
And you use all your
And
attacks.
Pokeg's also
So,
running away. Pokeg is definitely running away. That's my turn.
okay,
I'll move here.
Scuts.
Hearing the stab through the fog, she knows that there's nothing now for her to grab. Soge got to it first. So reluctantly, she will turn tail and back the fuck away.
If you're not
She's
attacking,
gonna go hang out with Pogeg.
then
No,
yeah,
I'm out.
you
I'd be
would,
out of a rage.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. Is anyone wanting to continue anything specifically in this combat? Because I think everyone's further than 30 feet away from Sogeg now, so we would get to calm down.
Yeah, Bennett doesn't want to do anything
Then
else.
I will end the combat there. And yeah, Sogeg, the red mist fades from your eyes.
As the fog dissipates, you just see Sogeg sort of calmly eating a bit of Grey Render, not fully sure of what just happened.
Yeah, you weren't 100% conscious during that. No, the
Very
other
angry.
Grey Renders didn't give a shit. The Blink Dogs are very much on edge, but are guarding their little bit of water.
I'll just shout out, this Grey Render's really, really tasty. I can recommend it.
Maybe we should send a chef to it.
We could call on the ogres.
Go on, the ogres.
Seeing Scuts with a bit of a hole in his shoulder, how did you get hurt, Scuts? You got to be careful around these Grey Renders. I'll pat you on the back and give you 15 points of healing from lay on hands.
She just looks very confused. It was some friendly sparring. She gives him a solid sock on the shoulder back.
I'm surprisingly actually injured by that. As I'm not. I'm looking a bit raggedy as well.
You're also a bit singed as well from getting some Scott's blood splashed on you.
I'll go up to Zolk, and I will also pat Zolk on the back for 15 points to lay on hands, as you fought bravely as a true warrior, and also I get my temporary hit points. I get 8 hit points. Nice.
Actually went into melee combat.
And
That's
survived.
impressive.
You didn't even go down once.
It's convenient that it's
Fact.
after we get rid of packed weapon that I go into melee combat. God damn it.
On top of the 15 that I gave Zolk, I'll also throw in one more Cure Wounds for an extra 6. So 21 health for Zolk.
So, temporary hit points, unless whatever's giving them to you specifically says they have a timer on them, they last until you get more temporary hit points or you run out of them.
No, let's go, because I still have 5 left over from the last session is all. I was just wondering whether I would still have them.
I'm trying to remember where you
Nice.
got 5 from.
It might have even been the session before that. This is the thing, I can't remember.
Yeah, you've got 5 temporary hit points. I don't mind you having 5 temporary hit points.
They're definitely there,
Yeah.
but I just wasn't sure whether
no,
they'd
I
have run
think-
out by now.
I think your hit point maximum went up by 5 because of something.
Yep.
Oh,
was it.
aid. It's because I cast aid.
Yeah,
Right, yeah, so that will have run out.
I'll double check
Yes.
if that has a timer.
that would have run out by now.
Right, yeah,
But
so
you've had
I'll
a
just take
long
them back
rest
off.
since, so it's been like almost a full day since you cast it.
No problems, I've taken them off.
Yes.
Okay. So, is there anything left you'd like to do? Poking around the corpse of a grey render, or interacting with the more placid ones, or the
I want
dogs?
the blink dog.
I think continue on with our stealthing past these grey renders.
They don't seem to
They
give a
were
shit.
brilliant the
They,
first
they,
time.
they sat and
did.
watched you murder another grey render and just were nonplussed.
Yeah, I do get the impression that it was irritating them, actually, and they're probably thankful.
I want a dog.
That is a potential option, but would the dog want you?
That's
It's
a
quite a
good question.
responsibility. You'd have to walk it every day and
It's a
feed it.
responsibility for the dog.
That's who I was talking to.
It's bigger than me. It could walk me.
It is bigger than you. You could ride it.
That's what I say. Couldn't you use it as a mount?
Yep.
Need anything, Scuts, before I do this?
Go for it.
Okay.
Good luck.
How do I get one's attention without all of them?
Oh, they've noticed you. All of them have. They're all the ones that were drinking are looking up. The two that are essentially on guard are definitely snarling a little bit. You are,
Alright.
covered in blood and grey render giblets. So
Alright. Here's a solid plan. I'll walk down to here and just give myself a quick bath.
these 3 blink over to the other side. Oh, actually, there'll be 4. I want to do it.
Alright. Now that I'm clean, I'll take a seat and just try and wave one over.
Okay, make an animal handling check and tell me how you're doing so.
I'm quite literally just flailing my arms about and hoping it takes notice. That's a no.
Shit.
They go from looking guarding to actively snarling and barking.
Right. Right, so the same plan as with the snake doesn't want to work here. What have I got? Ooh, I've got a staff. I will throw a staff and see if they understand fetch.
Okay. Go ahead and make it. So it'll be an improvised weapon roll. So just roll strength for me. Okay. So you do manage to throw the stick a decent way. Go ahead and make an animal handling check. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
They don't seem overly interested in picking it up and returning anything. But at the very least, they didn't see it as you trying to attack them.
Well, that's a good start. I guess I'll. No, none of that's edible. Oh, hang on. I will slowly walk towards one of them and hold out the orange mushroom that I think is just a mushroom.
Okay. Go ahead and make either animal handling or survival.
I'm actually good at one of those. Fuck.
So, this blink dog very cautiously sort of pads itself towards you. Bites the mushroom before immediately retching and then teleporting over here. Okay.
Attempt was made? I don't know.
I think I can. Oh no, I can't. Have I got a whole person? Damn it.
I haven't got a whole lot that would help. I don't think. Oh, I have prestige. I could have made it taste good.
You could have, but you didn't.
I could pompous it and help you out. I can speak to dog.
But could you speak to these types of dogs?
I'm sure. They're just little dogs.
But what the? They actually have the blink dog language. What?
I mean, I can understand what they say if I stare at it.
So they.
Same thing.
I'll let you know this just because I didn't know this myself. They have 2 languages within reason. They have blink dog, and they understand Sylvan but can't speak it.
Oh, I can help you out with Sylvan. I can say that you're
So-
a friend, Zolk, if you want.
If you can speak blink dog, they'll respond. But
I
other than
speak
that,
Sylvan.
They can understand Sylvan, but they can't.
That's what I mean. All I
speak
need
it.
to hear is that Zolk is friend.
I've just read more of my earworm. I'm going to telepathic. I'm going to speak with it. Speak to it with telepathy.
Telepathically talk to
That's
them.
the one.
There you go.
And it doesn't need to understand me to be able to understand what I'm saying.
We must be able to understand one language. Yeah, okay.
Yep. So I'm going to ask, how would it like to go on an adventure?
Which one are you asking?
This one.
Okay. Give me a. She's talking to it. Persuasion.
Ooh.
Okay. It definitely seems curious. It's still snarling at you after one of its packmates ate something that you tried to give it and then panicked and ran away. But the idea of going for long-term walkies has definitely got its tail wagging.
You get all the walkies you want, plus an annoying little rat.
Probably say no.
So, are you going to try and do anything else to try and get this one to follow you?
I try and feed it a ration.
You can try.
I mean, I did buy some, so it's not the worst of ideas. So I will hold out a ration to it, and say, if you want to come with me, you get this as well.
Just add in there as well. I'm going to aid the situation. I'm going to hold out a ration as well, but also just say you'll get his ration also. It's just 2 rations up for grabs here.
You can see it look to the rest of its pack, which, although you can't fully understand what they're saying to each other, you get the feeling that there's a lot of disapproval. But the one dog is
taking away from his
sort
friends now.
of inching towards you a little bit, although the rest of the pack are not happy.
All right. Final telepathy for this attempt. You don't need to be part of a pack. Define yourself, good old dog.
Make a persuasion check.
Fuck!
Close.
So I need it to make some rolls, and I think they need to be relatively secret, I think. Whispered. Okay. It continues pouring up towards you, sniffing at the ration in your hand.
I'll allow it to eat.
It eats the ration and then blinks away, as do the other ones.
You thieving bastard!
So I'll let you know. I let the other blink dogs give it a persuasion check, and they got an 11. So almost. You never know. It could end up in a Neil situation where you might have a blink dog following you for a while.
Look at how well it turned out for Neil.
Yeah, Neil's now a tank.
I'm going to hazard a guess that you wouldn't approve of me just turning around and trying to just get one of the others, right?
I mean, they've gone as a pack, so you can go after a grey render if you want.
That's what I was thinking.
Sure, go ahead.
My God.
How bad could that go? The last one really hurt.
On a scale of 1 to Vladimir Putin, I'll let you guess.
I think we're done here then.
We should continue our sneaking.
So, anything with the grey render corpse from before?
Had my fill.
I don't know if Scott's is back yet.
Alright, then we will...
I'll attempt to carve out as Scuts' I can see Scuts is looking at it, and in Scuts' place, because I'm good at this. I will be deft with my Zeisen as much as possible, and I'll attempt to carve out some of its innards and its precious organs.
Scuts is back. So,
and I'll pass it off to Scuts to do that.
Is there anything else you'd want to do with the grey render corpse, or with anything else on this map?
Yeah, I'd like to see if I can go for some edible meat to try to save or cure or eat later today. And maybe some, but I want a rib bone.
Okay. Go ahead and make a survival check.
Okie dokie. Oops. Should have been normal.
Ooh, you don't want it to be at normal. So these things are not really edible. They're pretty much leather all the way down to the bone. You definitely get a good sort of hot leg, but whether it's edible is a different question. It would be really good at hitting people with, or blocking things with. If you get the feeling that if you manage to skin this thing, or at least get some of its natural armor, it would make for some very impressive hide armor. Or its bones or claws would make for relatively good weapons. But as for food, yeah, you're not getting much. And it's not a bird, so no wishbones.
Yeah, I figured as much.
If you got the hippogriffs, that would have asked a very interesting question.
All right. She'll see if she can try to skin it. If I can make a second roll, or if not, then
Yeah,
that's fine too.
I'll allow a second roll, another survival check.
This time, not at advantage. All right. So this time she starts trying to just cut off the surface layer instead of trying to get inside for some meat.
So you managed to get, just put it, grey rendered leather. You managed to
Alright.
get enough grey rendered leather. What you want to do with it, because it could be useful for a lot of different things, but it is quite malleable for leather. It almost can be molded. If you sort of pushed into it enough, it would move around. But if you struck it hard, it sort of stiffens up a bit. So it's quite protective, but it's very flexible.
All right. Scuts will trot across back to everybody else now that she's got her prize.
Okay. So anyone else want to do anything left? Fantastic. I will move you further on. As you wander over the swiftly drying plains of Erascos, and I've been wanting to use this animated art as soon as it came out because it's cool.
That is nice.
You can see that the landscape, it does seem a lot more green and sort of fresh since the storm. You can see dozens upon dozens of Leonin and Tabaxi coming out and trying to basically till and irrigate the land as much as they can, almost like they were following the storm to be ready to do this. Several tents sort of set up around, almost like a mobile village. And on the horizon, you can see one of the few man-made structures of Erascos. A small, what seems to be temple.
Oh dear.
Yeah, upon getting closer to it, it does seem that it has collapsed in some capacity, quite a significant capacity. Although from the dust still hanging in the air, this was likely caused by the storm as opposed to longer term damage.
I mean, it looks like we need to investigate that. There's a hole in it.
There is a hole in it.
A straight up walk up.
Yeah, we should investigate that.
Yeah, your tokens are at the bottom of the map.
I'll shout out hello down there and see if anyone responds from inside the hole.
You hear an echoing hello down there, hello down there, hello down there, hello down there. And that's it.
How deep is the hole?
You can't see the bottom from the light.
I will throw one of my broken shafts of javelins and throw it down the hole and wait for how long it takes to clink.
Probably
on the
takes
ground.
only a few seconds. Your best guess is it's probably about 30 feet or so.
Ooh. How wide is the hole? Is it? Could I wedge myself in there?
You would be able to climb in without too much difficulty. It's more whether or not you'd be able to keep climbing down.
I reckon. Could at least get far enough. Would anyone like to investigate the hole with me?
Does any
Got
of
space
us
for
have
two.
rope?
believe everybody's got rope.
I apparently don't.
Well,
I got rid of mine a long time
Okay.
ago.
well, that might have helped. You were at the Deathmarsh. You could have bought some rope.
Ropes are needed.
True, you've got the jump spell. You can just fall.
I've got a hunting trap apparently.
You just,
Please don't put that at the bottom.
yeah, just stab the walls and use it to climb down. There you go.
I mean, the most I could contribute to this, Sogig already did by kicking a rock down there.
You could contribute a lot more.
Good point.
Could have believed in yourself.
How hard would it be to push a pillar in?
Not what I was hinting at, but with you being how small you are, very difficult.
Do you want help?
I'll
Looking
put it,
in the hole.
yeah, I'll put it this way, Salk. Everyone else has relatively good daylight vision. You've got really, really good underground vision. And I wonder where a hole goes.
Mystery.
Space and time.
So can I see down there though?
You can see the bottom. Yeah,
How far is it?
about 30 feet. You can
Would
see
I be
the
capable of climbing down safely?
not without climbing equipment.
And can Scuts rage and have Nadrin cast enlarge, and then she just like elevators everybody down?
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't be tall enough.
Oh, okay.
What if we stacked, though? Surely a smaller than Scott's Sogek on your
Okay.
shoulders is your size huge.
Theoretically, yes, you could actually probably stack yourselves 30 feet. You,
Sounds like the plan that can't fail.
We do have a wonderful fisherman.
I would have to wait a long rest, unfortunately. I don't currently have that.
Damn it. It would have worked.
It would have been awesome.
So how are you going to climb into this hole? Maybe you don't even need to climb. Maybe there's a way to safely fall. Or maybe hover down. Who knows?
Oh my god. Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
The
Scuts
cauldron!
takes her cauldron off of her head, forgetting that it is a hat. Gives it a good old smack on the side, and it goes from being a little hat-sized cauldron to being its regular large self. Scuts will then hop in it and wave for whoever wants to join, so she can hover it down.
So
Whole expedition, go!
yeah, it can only carry 2 people at once, but you can just bop up and down to get everybody down. So I'll move you to the underground map and remove Dios because he's not here, and old Pogag.
Oh, this could be an issue.
This was prepared for all.
Uh,
Oh, no.
Is Pogeg knocking about?
Yep. I was
Oh, yeah,
just getting the new Pogag.
Oh, yeah. Yay.
It was Hag Pogeg.
They're all
It's
the
like
same
I prepared
Pogeg.
this for a while ago. I say a while ago. I prepared it like on the day last week.
Alright, okay.
Nadrin, can you make me smaller? I hate to say this.
So
You can only have it for a minute.
So you
Oh, shit.
land in what seems to be a temple, or at least an altar of some kind. By the layers of dust and sort of mould and stillness in the air, this place has been untouched for a very, very long time. Yeah, there's the 4 pillars, there are a couple frescoes along the walls, and in the one doorway leading out, there is a small blue gem.
Out of curiosity, am I the only one that can see perfectly?
As far as I'm
Seems-
aware, there's a couple with dark vision. You've got the super dark vision, and then if anyone else wants to see, or has a lower area they can see, I think everyone's emitting light as if they're holding a torch.
Scots is going to cast light,
Hey,
and as she does, she just opens up her shirt, and this little creepy arm with little legs on it crawls up onto her shoulder, just holding a little lit torch.
there you go. Now
I'll
everyone
get
can
my
see.
distance from this brightness.
It's not sunlight. Okay, so Zolk, you're there. I just need to keep track of something. So, as you step through the doorway, the blue gem cracks,
What?
and a little shard starts floating next to Zolk.
I am designated blue.
You are designated blue.
Interesting.
Zolk, in the corridor that you see, there are 3 doors, 2 with purple gems and another with a blue gem.
I mean,
I never played Doom. Bennett doesn't know what this means.
I hate to be the put the circle in the square section, but I kind of want to go in the purple door and see what happens.
Do it, Zolk.
We're right behind
You're
you.
an innovator. You're an innovator right now.
Yeah, nothing ventured, nothing gained.
I will go to the blue door.
Okay. So peering through the blue door is sort of an open space with a small pool of very still water.
Walk in
Alright.
the purple door.
Okay. Yep, so it's this large room, very still water. There seems to be a couple shinies in the bottom of the water. But aside from that, oh yeah, and there's a door up here, with a green gem, and a door here with a yellow gem.
Okay.
The blue gem on the door behind you is still there.
I will step back and await to see what happens when people follow.
You should collect all the colours, Zolk. All the colours. I'll poke Pogeg, and Pogeg will just run.
So what I'll say for Sogeg, you can fit through corridors one size smaller than you, so long as you don't end your movement there, otherwise you start suffocating. What we can do
Yeah,
is
I'm gonna
just,
go-
if you want to just shrink, or I'll shrink
sorry.
you down to
Yeah.
normal size just so you can fit through, but we still know you take up a size large space.
I will also attempt to innovate and just run straight for the purple door.
It's going straight through one of the purple doors. So,
Yes.
okay. So first of all, as you run through a purple door, the purple gem cracks and some of its dust starts following you. And then as you get to there, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please. As you see, about 10 feet in front of you is a pit straight down.
Oh no!
Okay, so you fall into some spiky pits, but thankfully managed to sort of twist enough to only take half damage. So, yeah, you'd be only taking 4 points of piercing damage as you fall onto some sharp spikes about 10 foot down.
I will
Which you'd
crawl.
half again because you resist it. So.
Oh, yep. Some
So
resistance
2
piercing. Yes.
I'm
I'll
gonna
peer
just
out the door and just say, purple's not great. Blue sounded better.
Well, you are purple.
Damn.
So
Is the purple
this
gem
purple
gone?
gem's cracked.
Yeah.
This purple gem is still here.
Zolk, move through this purple door.
I think before I
curious.
make any other actions, just in case, I'm gonna use a sealer's leaf.
This is overly
I'm ready to
cautious
catch
of
your
you.
dead body.
You get
I'm
8
ready
points
to
of
catch
healing.
I'm gonna go take a closer look into this body of water.
So you take a closer look into the body of water, and you can see various articles of clothing at the bottom, a handful of weapons, including one very, very shiny-looking warhammer.
How does the water feel if I just dip my foot in?
So you're going to dip your foot in?
Yes.
I'll put it this way. Very fucking sticky.
Right, I understand the problem.
As I need to...
You've been oozed, kid.
Someone's been oozed.
Oozed.
Someone got...
Oh!
As you get sucked into a gelatinous cube.
Oh no!
Don't think I can go through the blue thing though. Is there still a blue?
So there's
So there's still a blue.
There's still a blue gem there, yes.
God
So,
save me.
I'll give everyone else a chance to act, and then we'll start dealing with Scud slowly sinking into the gelatinous cube.
Someone needs to become blue.
Wait for someone else to run through the blue door first.
Who wants to run through the blue door?
Ah, fuck it. Scuts will do it.
Okay. So go ahead and move through the blue door.
There's this one right here,
That's
right?
the one, yeah.
Okay.
And then I need to... So, the blue gem shatters and starts floating around your head, only to spin faster and faster, and then emitting a blinding blue flash. And then all of a sudden, you feel your skin burning slightly, and that you are probably half the height you used to be. And Zolk, you feel nice and fresh, almost like you've just stepped through a doorway, as you swap bodies.
What?
No!
Oh dear.
You hear screaming down the hallway, just Zolk going, no!
Scuts is now Zolk, and Zolk is now Scuts. And the two gems have shattered.
Uh-oh.
Scooby-Doo kind of kerfuffle right now. I seem to remember how they fixed it. Was
Oh, sweet. I get to read your character sheet.
There you go. You got control of each other's character sheets now.
Oh god.
Does that mean if I go through the... If one of us goes through the purple door, we become Sogeg?
Who knows?
That sounds like a good time.
Wait, can Pogeg?
But-
I'm going to do my patented Pogeg whistle that uses a frequency that feels. You can feel it in your bones. Come here, boy. Come here.
Okay.
And if you want to race Pogeg, Pogeg's going to attempt to run through the purple door.
Anyone want to stop
Oh, it's-
Pogeg?
Who wants to become Sogag? Run!
That sounds like a no to me. So, yeah, Pogeg runs through the purple door. And the gem above shatters. And again, they start levitating around the heads, spinning faster until emitting a blinding purple flash. And then, yes, Sogeg, you are now a lot lower to the ground and your feet feel heavy and less. And Pogeg is now a 10-foot sized scorpion man.
I request of Pogeg my great Zeiston as small Sogeg is going to take the gigantic Zeiston.
I don't know whether or not Pogeg would be willing to give up the super stabby spear.
Now, Pogeg, no. Naughty.
So
Get in the Pogeg pocket.
do you not want to hide in your Pogeg pocket? It's your pocket now.
I'm not so cowardly. I would never.
So, Nadrin,
You what?
Bennett, do you want to take any actions before we go to Zolk, who is now Scuts, inside the gelatinous cube?
Well, Bennett wouldn't know what was happening, so I think Bennett would just venture down the corridor a bit just to see what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's it. As much as that,
Okay.
I'm not going any further.
So, Zolk, who is now Scuts, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please. Yeah, Scott, if you can go onto Zolt's character sheet and make a dexterity save. I was hoping that Roll20 would make this one easier than having to have everyone hand each other their character sheets. There we go. You managed to, with your barbarian strength. Actually, no, sorry, that's Scott's. Oh no, yeah, Zolk.
Yeah,
I'm reading it right.
Says Zolk at the
Yeah,
bottom.
it's just reading the wrong one for this one. Oh god. Yeah, with your barbarian intuition, you manage to rip yourself free as the ooze sort of settles back down into a stillness.
So is it the mind swap or did the body swap?
Ah, that's the question.
Was it the body of Zolk? Was it the body of Zolk that just came out of that ooze, or was it the body of Scuts?
It was the body of Zolk with the mind of Scud.
Oh yes, cool. Yes.
All right. I don't like this.
Told you I had a fun one prepared.
Oh no.
Saying there was a yellow door in there.
So, in the corridor that you're in now, Sogeg, at the end of the corridor are two blue doors, or at least two doorways with blue gems. A pit directly in front of you, followed by another pit directly in front of you. And then in here, we have a yellow door, or a doorway with a yellow gem, doorway with a green gem, and then a body of definitely still water with some partially dissolved bodies at the bottom and all their weapons still.
For science, I
very
feel
shiny
like someone with a colour should go for a different colour and just see how much it explodes them. I'm willing to sacrifice Pogeg body.
I mean, Pogo will have to try and get over the pit. Well,
Ring of
pits.
jumping. Pogeg knows a ring of jumping.
That means it will have to be Pogeg in Sogeg's body.
Yes. Pogeg, ring of power me.
Have you got enough space for the run-up?
Oh yeah, easily.
So
I have to launch my claws on the.
how far are
sort
you
of thing
jumping?
behind me. Just 10 feet clean over.
Okay, so you jump, essentially aiming for this next hole, only to land on the surface of it, as it does seem to be an illusion.
I knew it.
Yeah, you got through my tricks already.
It's safe here, Bennett. Those spikes are just an illusion. They don't hurt.
Okay.
So, would we like to have Sogeg and Poker continue down the hallway, or would you like to work out what to do in the room with the body swapped Scuts and Zolk?
Must bonk.
Yeah, you've got bonking sticks now. So you're going to bonk the gelatinous cube, I imagine?
I kind of want to.
You always could. You might lose the bonking stick in there. It is very sticky.
I don't want to lose Scuts' stick.
But Scuts is very strong, so if you could, it's hard to break the grip on it.
Did you rage in the last fight, Scuts? I don't know.
Yeah, I should.
Yes.
I think I should be at 2.
Oh, yeah, it does say. No exhaustion? I don't know how that works.
Oh yeah, no exhaustion, because she's not that type of barbarian.
Oh,
There's only
right.
one type of barbarian that gets exhaustion from raging.
And that was you.
With the worst... I've told you how terrible berserker barbarians are.
I just wanted to whack.
Yeah, you could do that with every other type of barbarian as well as not be exhausted. It's the... Berserker is the one barbarian subclass that can't whack.
I realize that I've never made very good decisions in my character building.
I appreciate that.
I believe it is time to aggressively whack a cube.
If you'd like to whack the water, you're welcome to whack the water.
How well would that go?
How well would it go?
I won't
Could
force
kill
a
an
rage just in case.
Okay, so you're recklessly attacking the water.
Yes.
Okay, so you
This is the best
slam
plan I have.
down the granny stick into the cube. I need a strength saving throw, please. And you manage to rip it free from it. It doesn't manage to stick to the granny stick. Got a second attack if you want to hit it again.
Oh, okay. Additional whacking.
You whack it again. I need another strength saving throw, please. And you manage to just about rip free the granny stick once again.
Alright.
Surely third time's the charm.
The water level's gone down a little bit, but not by a lot.
I will continue reading the character sheet.
Pull out the dragon from your pocket. You have the
Yeah,
power of the.
You've got the power of the pocket now.
Pull something out. Go ahead. Do it.
Yeah,
never
you
gone
to
wrong
blame
so
this
far.
time.
It's not on the sheet.
It's not on the sheet. I need to give you access to the bag of bullshit, don't I? So, bag of
All my
bullshit.
epithets are on my sheet at least.
Hold on a minute. Zulk. Okay. So if you click on Scots, at the top should be, or is it at the bottom? The bag of bullshit. There should be a button that says bag of bullshit.
Oh, on roll 20.
On roll 20.
For me, it shows up on the bottom left corner.
There you go. Bottom left corner.
Oh, you mean with the wild magic surge that I still have for some reason?
There should be another one called bag of bullshit.
Yeah, it's in the macro section. I have to add it.
Oh yeah, you need to actually switch it on. Yeah, there you go.
Ah.
I will turn off wild magic surge. Because I don't think I need that.
You might do.
Oh wait, yeah.
You never know what I have planned.
Oh god. I wouldn't be opposed to it, but god.
Oh man, wait. I need to move further away. Am I causing disadvantage?
Oh yeah, you would have been causing disadvantage.
I swear to God.
Thankfully, you were hitting a moving
no.
target, so or a still target, so even a 7 would have hit. Although that was a natural one, so that wouldn't have actually hit because it's an automatic fail. But I'll allow it for now because you're getting used to each other's character. You're still understanding this body swap that's happened. But as you've got each other's minds and the bodies, your epithets carry over, but not your physical items and character sheet stuff. Mainly because I don't want to have to go through all your epithets and swap them.
I mean, mine are on my character sheet. Make it easier for me.
Oh, I was gonna say, wait, does that mean no calamity?
Oh, that would mean no calamity, yes.
I mean, I'm not the champion,
Exactly.
Oh.
so
It's the difference between body and soul.
So I can still throw shit.
You can still throw shit at Zulk at super strength, yes.
does that mean the aura of madness has shifted?
No,
to Scott's
Aura of
body?
Madness Aura of Madness is still on Zulk's body.
Right. Okay.
Oh God.
But any epithets are carried with you. Anything that's
Christ.
affecting you physically, so your items, abilities, that kind of stuff, that stays on your person, but your anything psychological, so basically your epithets, carry with you.
I'm now trying to remember what I had active. I know it was nuisance.
That's all you really need, isn't it? So, what would you like to do? We have Pogeg and Sogeg in opposite bodies, running down a hallway. We've got Bennett and Nadrin just sat in the middle, not really sure what's going on. And we've got Scuds and Zolk swapped bodies, dealing with some evil water.
Well, to be honest, what me and Bennett know is we heard Zolk scream, and we just saw Sogeg disappear down the corridor.
You did see the two flashes of bright light.
So we don't really know what's
So
going on.
something's happened, but yeah, not entirely sure.
What colour was this door again?
That is green.
And this one was yellow?
It's yellow.
You said that the gem was gone from this door now?
Yep. All three of those doors there are no gems.
Okay, so I can go through this without having the...
Nothing happens, yeah.
Okay.
As you walk through, Zolk just looks at you and goes, "I'm a rat!"
Yep. You sure are.
Well, that adds an interesting question. Does the cauldron follow Zolk's body or Skutz's body?
Huh. I don't know, but the only response you get out of...
it would follow Zolk because it's your divinity stuff would carry over because, again, that's based on personality and person rather than body specifically.
Right. Well,
more to keep track of. Yay! You've not lost access to your old character sheet. You can still look at it.
Yeah, I've got both open.
Yeah, as you should. You may need more than that eventually, depending on what happens.
What do you mean?
Don't worry about it.
Oh no, what have you planned?
Oh, wait. I need Pogeg to move back and Sogeg to move back. Okay. So are you just walking forward?
Never good when that gets asked.
I really thought I'd only put one trap in here. I need Pogeg to make a dexterity saving throw, please. The floor gives way. But you managed to shift it off. As you take a good old... How much did I roll before? 4. That'll be 5 points, halved again because your epithets still carry over. So, a good old 2 points of piercing damage. Although, if you're talking, Sogeg, I can't hear.
Oh, apologies. I've been talking for a while.
Yep.
Yes. Yes, I leap like a champ over this. This yellow door, does it feel...
So that they are both blue doors.
They're both blue, sorry.
Both blue.
Then do I still feel a repulsion to this blue door, or do I feel weirdly okay with this?
It's a blue door. Or at least it's a normal stone archway with a blue gem in top.
I'm just going to yell out then as Pogeg, I guess, as Sogeg. No, as Pogeg. I'm just going to yell out very loudly, "Don't walk through any other doors!" Someone with blue power, run over here quick.
I don't think anyone has blue power at the moment.
You two do.
Theirs got used, right?
Yeah, those doors are now not showing any light.
As in the people who ran through the blue door.
Yeah, that was you. Oh no, sorry, that was that was Zolk and Skuts. Yeah,
I'm purple power
you went
forever.
for purple. Yeah.
Alright.
No, right or purple.
So
that's...
Tall Zolk is going to say to Small Zolk, I may like being tall, but I don't like this.
There's 2 blue doors here if you want to switch back.
We still need to kill a cube.
No, you don't have to kill the cube. It's not coming after you.
There's a Warhammer, I want to kill the cube.
What use do you have with a warhammer?
I
It
think
might not just be to me.
Tall Zolk could use a really good warhammer.
Also,
Put it on
definitely
the
could.
other side of the granny stick. There you go.
Burn it.
Forgot you were tall, Zolk. This is confusing.
This is
You
exactly
don't
what I
say.
wanted. And you've only explored like 2 rooms. Yay.
Well, Aura of Madness, if you could kindly scoot over a little.
That scampers away, like trying to. Her muscles, her biceps are so small, yet somehow feel actually still very good for arm wrestling.
It is what it is. Well, I mean, I can't think of much other than bonk.
You've gone already back into the barbarian mindset.
Yeah.
One turn as a barbarian, just brain
Already.
gone.
Bonk.
Okay. Dexterity strength saving throw, please. Okay, that's fine.
And then bonk.
Oh,
Okay.
Really safe.
Fantastic. So the water level has gone down by a significant amount. It's not halfway empty yet, though.
Anyone else like to hit this body of water?
don't think stabbing it would work, would it? I'm guessing
It
you'd only
hurt.
bonking.
I mean,
I don't know.
it depends. It does seem quite jelly-ish.
I have a plan. Poge's going to attempt to jump over again.
Okay. Make an athletics or acrobatics check.
Acrobatics.
Okay. Yeah, fall straight in the pit.
Ow. Well, I'll crawl out with my wounds.
Well, you have it because you're resistant to
Yes.
falling, piercing.
Then crawling in the Pogeg pocket reluctantly, Sogeg's going to jump us over.
And I'm assuming you ring a jump thing, so I'm not going to
Yes.
make you do the test. Yeah, there you go.
And then running in here, you just hear a pitter-patter of footsteps. They sound cute as first, but then the plonking of... Oh, I don't know, vision is Pogeg, do I?
Oh, hold on. Do I need to...
It's-
Pogo vision. Give me a moment. Vision... Does he have dark vision?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay.
No, he does 60 foot.
6
6 foot dark vision.
Okay.
Scott's also
As you hear
got a
Pogeg...
torch out.
Yeah, I will put... I'll give everybody, like, small light, because the just because I can. And then, yeah, Scott's got a proper torch out, so... Or at least a light out.
If you want to call it proper.
It's proper enough.
Well, I guess the torch is proper. It's the little arm
You
minion
cast the
carrying
spell
it.
called light. I think that's a proper light.
Yeah. An unconventional candelabra.
From across the other room, you just hear the pitter-patter of bronze footsteps as Pogeg runs in, and two-footed, Hiya!
Are you
I'm
jumping
going to go
in?
straight. I'm going to go straight to bronze bound pursuing and kick it in the shins.
I mean, it's a cube of jelly sat in a
Yep.
in a swimming pool.
It's still going to get hurt.
Jumping in it.
Okay. So it's definitely going to fail its dex save. So go ahead and roll 3d 10 plus 4.
And I'm just going to rod myself out. Perfect plan, really. Oh my god.
Okay. So I need to actually work out. As that goes, only for. Oh look, a gelatinous cube only takes up half the size of the pool. So I wonder what's on the other side of the pool.
Yeah. Am I just like at the bottom now?
Additional
So you're at the
bonk.
bottom with half the pool sort of still filled. It's about 10 foot down.
Only go well.
In Pogeg voice, I said, well, that's my idea.
So you would probably be about there.
Ooh.
These things aren't
I'm
like
kind of-
actively going after anything. They you can't really tell if they're alive or
Does-
not. They're just sort of
Does that
jelly.
sorry? Does that count to merciless? Is that's my epithet as Sogeg, but I killed as Pogeg.
It would
Oh.
count towards Pogeg's total health.
Pogeg's gonna get an extra one.
Yeah.
Little beast Pogeg.
How much reach does Scots have?
Just 5.
Okay.
Unless you rage and get made size huge by Nadrin, and then you've got a 10-foot reach.
Well, I'm not going closer to myself.
Wise.
I have another plan. As I'm going to call upon to aid in this issue, I will call on the powers of the gore-soaked redcap and summon a redcap inside of the other blob.
You actually put it
So
inside
hopefully-
the other blob?
Yeah, because he knows what it's got to do then.
Okay.
It's only one way out. It's going to have to slash its way out.
Okay, right.
You're gonna
Other
suffocate it
redcap
before it's allowed to
inside the
do
other
anything.
one. So it,
Behold my redcap army.
okay, and then I need to remember what the fucking hell it does. Right, so it needs to make a
We kick
saving
its shins
throw.
from inside.
It fails. It is currently restrained and slowly being dissolved.
Well,
There you go.
I just berate it from the outside. You're a rubbish redcap.
It's
You
slowly
are
dying.
terrible. I will try and appeal
Drowning.
to the kinder side of Skuts and Zulk and say, quickly, we need to bonk off this redcap outside this cube.
Scut starts patting down herself, like feeling what's in Zolk's pockets, like searching for anything. She doesn't have any big weapons. She's out of her comfort zone, and then she finds a vial. And she is going to throw the vial because this is a thing that is comfortable for her. She's like, yeah, all right.
Oh no.
And so she just winds up a throw. You see Zolk suddenly take a very familiar posture, and it looks very much so like when Skuts just fucking hurls something. However, I don't have...
Okay. Make an attack roll with Zulk, and we'll work
Okay.
the damage out afterwards. Just any one based on strength.
It's my Eldritch Blast. That's what that is.
Oh, right, that's his old Eldritch Blast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's that. Oh, I think you were looking for an actual poison vial, which you should have still on him.
I
But no,
have some
I mean-
paraplegia.
There you go.
What that does to a cube of blue.
Says he throws a vial towards a target.
Okay.
It's rebranded.
Yeah, it's just Eldritch Blast.
So yeah, if it doesn't gain anything extra because it's not,
Then yeah, just click
then,
Eldritch Blast.
that's fine. Okay.
you get 2 Eldritch Blasts there because
Oh,
5th
oh.
level.
She's familiar with throwing shit. It's fine.
But then why-
Isn't it 3?
I was gonna say-
Eldritch Blasts?
Is it free? No, it's
Oh,
free at 11th
2
level.
2 vials. Okay, so I
So
do get to
we've
throw a
given
second one.
Nadrin too many Eldritch Blasts.
Yeah.
I thought so. Something felt wrong with it, but
I'm getting very confused.
okay. You blast a nice healthy chunk out of the cube.
The redcap out of it yet?
Nope, it is
She's
still
head-poking.
very much drowning.
Ah, guess I'm gonna have to slash it. Pogeg, I trust you. Pogeg, power. Pogeg's gonna try and slash it with the Zeiston, a 2-hander.
Okay. It would be a disadvantage from people being nearby you.
Pogeg's gonna walk over here.
Don't forget, you are supposed
Would
to be size
Pogeg get that?
large.
Because that is a. That is. Oh, yeah, I'm
no,
size
that-
large.
It's it's personality, isn't it? It's
It is, yeah.
So, no, you wouldn't get it. Good point.
Pogeg might be the better Sogeg.
And it is slightly lower, so it is further than 5 feet away from you technically, so it's not affected by that.
And I'm gonna throw a smite on it.
Okay.
Be cheeky not to. Feeling good rolls. Mediocre rolls.
So you stab down, and you see the gelatinous cube ripple and dissipate. Now
Hey.
there's probably about a 6-inch deep puddle of goo around the bottom. It's not pleasant to stand in, but thankfully the two people standing in it have metal shoes, so they don't care.
Pogeg Sogeg is just going to poke the red cap and see if it's still alive.
Not. It's definitely still alive. It's not okay.
Blood for the blood god.
Hey everyone, kick its shins. It's really fun.
Well,
anyone like to
it's going to
join
start
me in that
attacking
location?
Sogeg Pogeg.
Oh yeah. I'm
Because
going
it
to
gets
kick
to
its
just
shins
start
first.
attacking everything. Yeah, go ahead and kick its
Jump
shins
here.
first.
As Sogeg, where is Pogeg? That's the wrong Pogeg. Sorry, I clicked on the wrong Pogeg. Actual Pogeg. As you know what? Hiya!
You need
A
to
little
run
mini
up,
run
though.
up. Hiya! I'll take the attack of
Actually, do you
opportunity.
need to run
Hiya!
up? Oh no, you don't need to run up. It just moves up to its speed, and then
Is this you
does
move
it,
up to?
So it doesn't actually need to run up. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
It's going to be a kickoff then.
yeah, that's what it's going to be. Deck save. Uh,
Oh, it passes.
so
It's fine.
Yeah, it misses. So it's going to do the exact same drop kick back.
How could you betray me? As this is the easiest save I've ever done.
That it is.
I had faith.
You doing the same?
Does someone else want to kick it? It's really fun.
Yes. It was a good old jumping attack.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Bonk.
So roll an additional d6 for me.
Alright. Oh.
Okay. So you would take 1 point of bludgeoning damage from the fall, but it would take an extra point of bludgeoning damage as well as you cave its skull in.
I'll give Scott Zolk just a round of applause. That was a mighty fine kick.
You are now standing in a 6-inch deep puddle of acid, but
Oh dear.
Acid.
I mean,
Acid,
yeah,
you
that's
say?
kind of what gelatinous cubes are made of. It's just no longer got consistency. So it's
Oh,
no longer
shit.
sticky, but it's still dissolving. The red caps
Do you
are
wanna borrow
fine because
one
they've
of
got
my
iron
boots?
shoes. Well,
Alright. Is
bronze
there
shoes.
anything other than the Warhammer of note?
Let's have a look. So
As-
just to an immediate glance, the Warhammer is the only thing that you can spot. If you wanted to stop and search, you'd have to actually still stand in the acid and search around for it.
I'ma just grab the Warhammer and climb out.
Okay, you've got yourself a shiny Warhammer.
I will look for more things with my booties on.
Make an investigation check for me.
Is that wisdom?
That is intelligence.
It's intelligence. Oh dear. I think there are
Holy
things
fuck,
here.
Okay. Well, what random thing am I throwing at you this time? Well, there you go. I'll do that one. Is that hopefully whispered? And nope, not doing that
I'm
one.
not.
There we go.
Ogeg Sogeg.
Okay. Oh, there you go. There you go.
Oh my god, that is perfect.
There you go. So as you kick around in
Oh.
the clear water or clear acid, you kick free a javelin of comfort.
You hear cries almost like someone dissolving in acid, but if you looked into the pit, you'd just see a Pogeg Sogeg, just tears in his eyes, just hugging this javelin.
You've got a
Beautiful.
javelin that cooks food for you.
That's amazing.
If you want to, hold on, let me actually put that onto a handout for you so we don't lose it.
Scuts, I might have an upgrade to your spoon.
Your cooking javelin that you already have.
Yeah, but this is now actually a cooking javelin.
This is literally a cooking.
It's
This is
a-
amazing.
It's a javelin of cooking.
Wait,
As I
but
call-
wouldn't Scots just be thinking of Granny's stew or something?
Exactly.
Anybody else should just drinking a bowl of water.
So I'll put that for everybody to see, just so. Yeah, you got yourselves a javelin of
amazing.
comfort. I forgot I've made the generated magic items tables there. I will try and keep using that.
That is true, actually.
I mean, at least it wasn't like the net that we had.
That net was way overpowered. I had to take it away
That
from you.
net was dirty. So
Oh.
dirty.
Too much.
Nat?
And I will keep on to the javelin of comfort. It's my just in case. It's impossible. I can't see it ever happening. But see if Scuts makes something not that good, and it means I don't hurt Scuts' feelings when I try and eat it. You just see me shiftedly stab at the food you give us with a javelin.
That's normal behavior.
Okay.
He's just working out how to use it like a spoon. Looks normal to me.
So,
I've
what would you like to do?
added shiny warhammer to Spitz's sheet.
Got shiny warhammer.
Ooh.
'Cause I don't think anyone has identify it anymore.
I do.
You do.
Yeah, it can be ritual cast.
Nice.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I can ritual cast bard spells.
Didn't you take? So did you go for Pact to the Tome? So instead of Pact to the Blade, you went for a different pact. Did you go Tome with it, or did
It's
you go?
genie.
No, that's your
Ooh.
patron. So you get either Pact to the Blade, Tome, Chain, or Talisman. Basically.
Oh yeah, it is.
So you either get a stabby thing, more cantrips, and potentially more rituals. Because if you get the invocation for that lets you record rituals, if you find a spell scroll that has a ritual on it, you can learn it no matter the class it's from and cast it as a ritual.
I do indeed have Pact of the Tome.
Then you need to get that invocation. I think it's like
Yeah,
Book of the
you do.
Moon or something like that. And yeah, you basically just, if a ritual exists, you can cast it.
Which is very, very dirty.
It is very
Very
useful.
good.
It's not obviously not in combat, but for everything else, it's amazing.
Well, I took identify because of the bard section being like, oh yeah, you can ritual cast now.
It's a good call.
And now I've got
Reveal the secrets of this warhammer.
The rat can look at things right.
well, it's up to you if you want to do that or if you want to keep exploring this strange. Well, it's definitely a man-made or mortal-made, but as for what it's actually supposed to be, you have no idea.
Remind me, these doors were green at the top, yellow at the bottom.
That's right.
I have a severe hatred for green, so I'm picking yellow.
I'm not walking through any yellow.
So, are you walking through the yellow door? Okay. So
Caution to the wind.
as you do, the gem once again vibrates and cracks, only to start following you, or at least following Zolkin Scott's body.
Exulk.
Just floating around your horn at this point.
I was gonna call it skulk, but that could be said about either of us, so it is what it is.
Oh god, as long as
It's Skulk or Zux, right?
Zux. Yeah.
oh god.
I'm so glad I was doing this.
I've been going by the Pogeg Sogeg and Sogeg Pogeg, but I'm not sure which way around it is. It's one of them.
Oh god.
So further down, you see more chambers, more frescoes on the wall, a yellow door here, a green door here, and then seemingly a wall that's been damaged enough to cave.
So, first one was green, second one yellow?
First one was yellow, second one was green.
Right, okay. Because the pings didn't show up for me.
Okay. That's because I'm on the wrong layer, that's why.
We need to be careful of being able to get back into original bodies.
Oh, maybe like that's part of the puzzle.
Yes.
Where's the fun in that? Nadrin, get here.
Oh no! I don't want to be in Scott's
Get in the
body. I don't want you to have my body.
Fine, I'll come and grab Neil.
Scott's turned evil all of a sudden. What's happening?
Bennett instead.
What did Bennett do?
What did me and Neil do?
You're apparently being donated, Bennett. How do you feel?
I was just minding my own business. I don't know what was going on.
It's just a dude hanging out.
Bennett doesn't see us as individuals. That's kind of worrying.
Should we do this properly?
So, yeah, what would you like to do? Tall Zolk has wandered off. What would everyone else like to do?
Going back in the Pogeg pocket.
Although I will point out at this time we are coming up to where we'd usually wrap up. So if you want to either explore one more room, or we can wrap it up here and then let the whatever other shenanigans this strange place may have for you, we can just save them for next time. Depends if you want to do one last little bit.
We would have cat brain next time.
There's also that.
We could not tell Dios and then get Dios to walk through the door. Mention colours.
Just chuck it
Everyone
through
play
the
it
green.
cool.
It's his own fault for not watching the stream. There you go. So do we want to do that? Do we want to pause it here and continue?
That'll
next
be
week?
handy, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Fantastic. So,
I just need to remember I'm not myself next time.
oh,
put a
don't worry,
note.
we will remind you. Now, this is going to be fun. Although, just do this on your original character sheets because it's easier. The end of session wrap-ups, the piety, story, and loyalty.
Oh god, that would be
Because
confusing.
yes, this is another reason why I wanted you to sort of take that with you when you swap bodies, so that it's not messing everything off all at once. So, piety, you get a point of piety for playing. Did you complete your minor agenda? Let's have a look at everybody's agendas. So I'll give a point to Nadrin.
I can't gain points though. I don't think I'm at 30.
You can't gain points until you finish your
You're stuck.
ordeal. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to give a point to Sogeg. He's torn, but you did one-on-one challenge a grey render, so I guess it's good enough. Oh, definitely a point for Skirts. Definitely a point for Bennett.
Very nice.
And no points for Zolk on this one. Did you expand or diminish your god's influence or their rival god's influence in a concrete way? No, and no divine interventions. So, story points. You get a point of story for playing. Well done. Did you overcome a great challenge using violent or non-violent means? Well, the Grey Render is pretty strong. It's not a great challenge, so I'm going to say no. Did you make a significant discovery or unearth some lost history? You could have, but you decided to just start wandering before investigating anything. So, no.
Yeah.
Did you perform an act worthy of a new epithet? So, does anybody want to claim they gained a new epithet this week?
I think I did at all.
Yeah,
I think too much shenanigans.
Got a lot of shenanigans, but I don't think any that fully stood out, or at least that won't be fully wrapped up in the next couple sessions when whatever goes on in this place goes
I
on.
think Zolk's going for body switcher.
Yeah, what if I give you this as an actual player ability
Oh,
later?
It'd fit in with my character.
It would do. So, yeah, so no points for new epithets and no wills of the people. So
Yeah, I don't think actually being in melee combat counts.
loyalty points for Pogeg and Neil, and it would have been
Yay.
for the Blink Dog, but you failed.
Oh,
Rub it in.
Yeah. Well, you didn't fully fail. You might have a blink dog following you for a bit. It just might be following the wrong person by the time you get out of this place. Did you attend the session? Yes, you did. Get a point of loyalty. Did you fight together as one? I'm going to say no for those. Although, yes, there was some combat. It wasn't like proper, co-op fighting. Although, actually, no. I'll give a point to Neil on that one because his spit came in clutch. Give a point
Yeah,
to
he
him.
helped out a
He
lot.
helped. Did you sacrifice something for the good of your companion? No. In fact, I'd actually give negative points to Poge because you sacrificed your companion to swap bodies with them.
how rude.
Did your companion perform an incredible action? No. I know Neil actually got to hit for once, but that still doesn't count as incredible.
It's incredible for him.
And did your
Rare.
companion remain in good health? Again, I'm going to say no for both.
Neil lost like 3 HP.
That's not good health. He got a boo-boo, and that's not good. He didn't even heal his boo-boo, so no, that's not good health. You let him get stung by a bee and then didn't do anything to save him.
It's not like I can do anything.
Okay, so we'll put a pause in it there and then continue exploring this strange dungeon next week. Okay, so
I'm excited.
thank you everybody for playing. Thank you everybody at home for watching. I know I keep trying to remember to actually speak to you, Scuds, about remembering and writing a call to action and how to actually wrap up streams, but we never do.
We're doing all right. Anyways, I can handle that from there
There you
then.
go.
If anybody wants to check out any past streams, you can check out underneath for links for either of our YouTube channels. I'm a little bit behind right now because my computer was down, but Atlas has been up to date, so
I literally post them as soon as we finish streaming, so it should be up in a couple hours.
exactly. Everybody, thank you so much for stopping in and lurking and enjoying our adventure. Everybody, take care. Have a good one. We'll be back same time next week for more shenanigans. We'll
See you.
see you next time.
See you next week.
Bye.
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 Take care.
Yes.